see the map of Lylon.
Nice. I see a map.
I see a bunch of townsfolk that don't know how to fight.
You shouldn't see that map because I don't have you on that one. That one was that one was this one.
A bunch of cowards. ID error. Well, yeah, I guess it would be an ID error with the fact that you didn't punch in the number correctly, or you add an extra number because I double clicked.
I see Lylon. That's
Yeah,
actually a badass map.
What'd you say, Smith?
Well, talking to
cool map.
Sorry, someone. Hold on. What'd you say, Smith?
WebSocket disconnected.
It shouldn't be. Did you go to the new link that I sent you?
I did.
Is it good now?
Nope.
Try reloading your page.
I did. Multiple times.
When you go up to the settings,
do it again.
Is the remote host set up with the new IP address?
Looks like it. Yes.
Huh. That's.
I just want a damn fusion coil.
What browser are you using?
Firefox.
Firefox. And reloading it in turn. What's that?
Firefox.
Firefox?
Firefox.
And going up into where it says Encounter Plus and clicking the reload in there doesn't do anything?
Nope.
What the fuck is going on?
Oh, shit. Do you always use Firefox, Smith?
I do.
You're getting the WebSocket disconnected?
Yeah, but it's working on Microsoft Edge. Whatever, I don't care.
Okay, I mean, if Edge is working. It might just be Firefox.
Microsoft Edge.
I'll have to talk to one of the tech guys for Encounter and see if it's a thing with Firefox now. I don't know. Okay. So, I know it's been a little while.
Been a long while.
It's been a little while.
A long while.
Yeah, it's been the normal amount of time.
3 months.
But yeah. So last session, you guys had woke up in the morning after fighting off the half orcs and meeting Lance Spaulding. You guys then continued on your way to Lylon. Why is my camera just sitting on load? Oh, wait. I probably know why. Yep, that's why. Video capture. Phandalin 5. There we go. It's going to look real weird on stream. There we go. So you guys continued your way on to Lylon. It was during this time you guys had a little bit of time to talk and get to know one another. And once you guys had actually arrived near Lylon, it is where you guys found a large group of townsfolk kind of milling about in a panic. It was there that you were introduced to the Griselda. Sorry, I have to pull up her name. There it is. Griselda Copperrot, who was the dwarven woman that was sent down to Lylon in order to oversee the reconstruction of the town. You could actually hear her trying to get everyone's attention, and they were talking about strange occurrences and goings-ons and sightings there in the town, and that... okay. Oh, no, Hannah.
What's going on with Hannah?
She just said she's coming. She had a last-minute setback, so...
Oh.
That's cool.
Bombardment of grenades!
So you guys were told that there were these strange goings on in town, and then you also found out that the Dragonborn priest, Marigold Brightshine, a priest of Lathander, was exclaiming about two of the children that were missing. He essentially acts as kind of like a watcher of the children, a shepherd of the children, while the parents are out fishing. The two children's names were Glenwell and Bernice. And upon hearing the name, upon hearing this, Iluna and me started to walk their way up through the crowd, me going into his more ghostly appearance, and it was there that Iluna informed them or the two of them informed them that they were there sent by Lord Neverember, so that you were being sent down there to help with the rebuilding and to deal with, you guys are out and about within the realms around Neverwinter to deal with the cultists that are popping up, but you are also sent down to Lylon in order to help with the goings on there, and help with the reconstruction. So it was then explained by Griselda the strange goings on of the town, that there were very strange thunder magics that were starting to occur and strange things being sighted out in the water. The town was then evacuated, and it was during this conversation that a dust cloud appeared coming from the direction of Lylon when a group of warriors arrived riding aback water horses. The townsfolk and the soldiers there that were the Neverwinter Knights, they all ran at the behest of their leader, whose name is Sergeant Yoram. What was that noise?
It sounded like somebody died. Guess they did.
Just me dying, apparently. Nope.
So with that, combat ensued, and you guys were able to defeat them. There was a hefty bit of damage taken, but it was after the combat. The townsfolk did come back out. Griselda remarking that you all seemed to be very proficient combatants. It was also during this time that me had talked to some of the fishers of the town, explaining that if he helps with what is going on, some of the bad taste that he has left in their mouth might be repaid. And that's where we're gonna pick up. So you guys are still. Nope, wrong map. There you go. You guys are still here in this main area. The bodies of these warriors are laying about as the townsfolk start coming back, and they're kind of like peering out from the woods, like muttering to one another about what they just saw.
I'm gonna loot the bodies if there's
Wasn't,
anything on them.
Okay.
Griselda was coming forward to join the battle. It was like.
Yeah, she wanted to join the battle, but she was being held back by by the knights, by the soldiers that were there.
All 6 seconds, right?
What's that?
How long was it? 6 seconds or 6 minutes?
It was like 18 seconds.
Handful of it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start looting the bodies as I turn to look at the general who came running up and just go, "Took you long enough. Job's already done."
He looks at you, just kind of like rolling his eye. Trying to. Here we go.
So you just have one eye?
What? Yes.
His eye.
You know what?
He's
you know
rolling
what?
his eye.
It was actually as he was running away, like trying to get away, he tripped on a bit of root, landed and just like kind of like, you know, brained himself in the head off of rock, and so he's like coming up like with his hand covering his eye. There's a bit of blood trickling down. When you say that, you know, his right eye is just like, you know, rolling.
Good recovery.
Yeah. So as you two are going through the bodies, pretty much the main thing that you are able to gather from them is their bits and pieces of equipment. For the most part, they are unarmored. They are just, you know, wearing basic, you know, more seaworthy clothing. But beyond that, they have the giant horseshoe crab shields, as well as the swords that appear to be made out of what looks what is that thing called? Oh god, what's the giant fish with the stupid popsicle face with barbs?
The pop.
I don't know.
Blowfish?
No, not a blowfish. It's a
fish.
Is it just called a sawfish? Because I was gonna say that and it sounded so stupid. Yes, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. So it's the main thing. The only things that you're really able to find on them is these weapons, which are very crude to be seen on them. But Aaron and Jared, since the two of you are the ones looting them, each one of you roll me a perception investigation. We're going to investigation. You're basically just rolling high or low.
Oh, I just had a thought. There weren't any more interesting arrows. They just had normal ass arrows. Nothing special about them.
Yeah, they were just shooting regular arrows. They were just basically whenever they were really dishing out some damage, they were just kind of like taking a stance, really setting in their foot and then shooting.
Aaron, I hope you found better loot than I do.
You find on the one, he has a potion of greater healing attached to his belt pouch.
Yay.
But the other thing that you note is that the wagon that the archers were brought up on, actually still, you guys take a note of this. You can see that it still remains, or it still contains the remains of some of the fish that were meant to be taken to the fishery. The only other thing that you really gather from these guys is the tattoos that they all have. They're all bearing a tattoo of 3 parallel lightning bolts on their arms, which you guys had already you guys had already figured out was the symbol of Talos.
I am going to mark that in my notebook that there is just note how many that we've killed and make a tally.
Cool.
So it's going to be like dead, alive, and with whatever group they're with. And it'll be alive with a question mark. And like however many we've killed so far.
Okay.
How many have we killed so far, Lucas?
I believe in that last combat. Are you talking about archers or just the knights? Or everyone?
The ones with those symbols.
Well, they all have the symbol.
Then
so if it is that, then there are 9 of them here.
Okay.
But the thing to keep in mind, the boars, the half orcs that you guys fought when you were with Lance, they had the same symbol.
Right. So how many were there?
I believe there was 8.
8. So we're at what, 17?
Around that.
Where the fuck
Yes.
did my pen go?
Don't know.
I don't know either. So
yeah, while the two of you are going through this, Griselda, like I said, she's kind of storming back. You see Sergeant Yoram. He's walking up, has his hand over his left eye, and Griselda's like, fighting back some of the soldiers that are there, and she looks back at all of them, and she's like, cowards, all of you. I should have been a part of that.
Mm.
And
he raises his hand and he goes, "That's what I said."
Yoram kind of like, what's that?
Well, I would add something similar, like Lord. Well, they're from Neverember, aren't they? They were
Yes.
sent down to. Yeah. So
Sergeant Yoram
Lord
is one of the sergeants. Yeah, Sergeant.
Hear of this.
Yeah, Sergeant Yoram is one of the sergeants in the Neverwinter Army. Griselda Copperrot is somebody that is trusted by Lord Neverember and sent her down here.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And Sergeant Yoram, he like comes out.
Follow up.
When you say that,
no wonder we need to follow up.
When you say that, about like Lord Neverember hearing about this, he looks at you and he says, "Believe me, I have every intention of Lord Neverember hearing about the goings on of today." And like you can see that, his eyes all bloody and kind of scraped. He's wiping it away. He's like, one second.
Greater healing, he said.
Yes.
And he says this is going to be in a full report. He said, "I understand that it is necessary to try and, defend the townsfolk, but these soldiers are not meant to fight barbarics like that."
As he says that, me will go, this is the very reason the town was so easy to rob. They were never able to catch us, as he gestures to himself and you.
The town is still being rebuilt. The whole reason why the god has come down here is simply to allow some kind of force down here. But what is going on in the town is far beyond the means by which this group, and he gestures to all the soldiers, is able to handle. Not only that, but we're missing half of our battalion. The other half might have evacuated to the southern side of the town, but I haven't seen them since. Our numbers aren't even a half of what they should be.
Lucas, how many members are in that? How many soldiers does he have? Like me standing there and he's counting how many soldiers there are of them, and then he turns around to the group, and then he counts how many members of this group there is.
There are a dozen. There are a dozen soldiers.
Very clear that he's being a prick about this. Just
and
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, the numbers clearly don't add up in our favor at all. Yet, and we're doing your job for you.
You see, he rolls his eye and he says, "Oh yes," because a walking. He points to Seftis. He says, "A walking furnace." He points to me and you. He says, "One who can turn into a ghost, and the other one that can shoot." Or no, sorry. He points to me, and he says, "One that can turn into a ghost," and then he points to you and Smith, and says, "Two that can cast fireballs from halfway across the battlefield." And then he points to Albina. He says, "A cleric of a war god." And then he points to Iluna, and he says, "And someone with the common sense to actually fight with some range capabilities." He says, these soldiers are... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, sounds to me like you need to go ahead and put some job flyers out there saying that you're hiring.
Oh, well, if we could afford the pay that adventurers get paid, then it might be something else. He says, these are soldiers. These are folks that aren't making nearly as much as you do, but they're also not putting their life on the lines fighting the things that you have. I have heard of your group. I have heard of your exploits as of so far. And he kind of like
my exploits.
Yeah, he kind of like looks across the group. He says, for what you have been able to accomplish, I understand that you are able to do this. If Lord Neverember trusts you to come down here, do not look at us as some peon peasants. We are knights. We are soldiers. We are sent here to protect, but we are not sent here to fight the gods. I am sorry. If that is the case, I will turn my back and save my soldiers' lives. Stacy's gone.
Bye, Stacy. So
Steve's
when am I
still
getting
here.
paid for saving the town then?
When you say that, Griselda looks at you and she says, well, right now, the town is not yet saved. There's still something going on there, and you said that you would go and try and retrieve those 2 children.
Yeah, I gotta go into
Yeah.
town anyways. There's some people I need to speak to.
Yeah.
Is that cleric or whatever he was about right now, the one who
Yeah, he's nearby.
lost the children?
And by the
So,
way, he's not a
yeah.
walking furnace if I can't change his flames. Just a heads up.
So, no, Iluna would probably say to, what was his name?
Marigold Brightshine.
Look, the guy who was ranting.
The guy who is ranting? Sergeant Yoram?
The sergeant, yes. Look, I understand your stance. It's unfortunate that with all your men that there aren't something stronger in your ranks. But we've taken these crew out. Where do you think the rest of your men have gone?
If all I can think of is that they would have, if they had common sense, they would have evacuated onto the southern side of the town. Might be in a holding pattern down there, waiting or defending themselves, because the gods only know that another group like this, and he gestures to the dead bodies, have gone to fight them as well. If they have not, they might be in the town trying to fend off whatever these forces are. But that I don't know. I got the men out that I could.
So what you mean is they're in the tavern drinking on the job.
He kind of looks at you, and and this is something that me and you would know. This town is not set up yet. Like, they don't really have a lot of those features. But you see Griselda, she kind of like scoffs. She says, "Oh yeah, the fact that they're going to be drinking, the piss swamp water that's coming in. There's barely a lick of ale in the town. We're still trying to get everything built."
Slackers.
Please, is there a map? Where are we in relation to this?
She gestures down to the south. She gestures down to the road to the south, and she says, "It's just down there, about a mile out."
Point onto my map.
I know we know the town like the back of our hands. Well, we can guide you around.
Okay, fair. So where's the children?
You see Marigold.
Where were they last week?
You see Marigold. He shrugs his shoulders and he says, "I honestly could not tell you. I came up here and I did a head count and they weren't there. In the chaos, they could be anywhere in town."
You have something that belongs to them.
I don't. I'm simply overseeing them.
So how do you not have something that belongs to them?
Do you have something that belongs
They
to your children at all
evacuated.
times?
I don't have children.
Neither do I.
Well, you were looking over them.
Yes,
Is
and
there
I'm
like
not
an
going
art-
to keep a
Is there
lock
like
of
an
their
art
hair.
of clothing?
We'll
Right.
find
Is there?
we'll find the children. I'm assuming they'll be the only 2 kids running around town without a guardian.
I mean, I'm sure that if you go to where their houses are, you might be able to find a piece of clothing.
Well, where's their
Okay.
house?
Do we have a map?
I have a map.
Yeah.
Oh, you
I
have
am
a
the
map
map.
of Awesome. You are the map.
I have a map of everything.
You don't have a map of everything.
I am working on making a map of everything.
Yeah.
He's a photographer.
We'll find the kids because there's people, if they're still in town, that I need to talk to as well.
If you think they might head to their own home, if you can show this on a map.
Well,
Apparently, me or you has one.
yeah. Hannah's not here anymore. And he is going to tell you that I mean they are not brother or sister or anything.
Oh, I got the impression they were for some reason.
No, he specifically said that they were best friends.
Oh, wait, their families were close. I was,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't.
But yeah, he will. If you do you actually have a map of Lylon?
I can make one.
Oh, I trusted like he had a map, but there was no storyline that they were down here and somehow would have a map.
No,
No,
there
there-
is storyline because this is the town that me and you would actively rob
Yeah.
and steal money from the sailors.
It's just it's not a
You would rob it.
it's not a publicly
You would be
known
impersonate
storyline.
people. Yeah, you would impersonate people so me could rob people.
So nice and friendly. But if we had some general direction to look in, aside from down this road a mile.
Roll me a perception check, Aaron.
Perception. That's persuasion.
Me is literally just assuming that it'll be whatever house still looks occupied, as most of the townsfolk have evacuated, if not all of them.
You dig through your cartographer's pack, through your map case. You do not actually have a map of Lylon, like of Lylon proper.
Well, shit.
We'll look for the kids.
But
Can't be too hard to find two.
But Marigold does tell you. He says, "Don't worry, their houses are not hard to find. Their parents are both fishers, and they live just behind the fishery. So there is a giant circular building that is directly next to their houses. Their houses are side by side. My guess is they would be located there, just off the fishery."
And this building is the northern or south, like
It's on the southern. It's on the It's on the
Way
southwestern side,
in the
next to the
water.
swamps, where the fishery is.
All right, I know where the fishery is.
Lucas,
Uh huh.
can I fly up 20 feet,
I don't know how you are going to fly.
levitate,
Oh, okay.
and make a new map of Leland?
So you're still about a mile out. So you guys would
You
have to
have to be
you would have to
in
get down there, and 20 feet up is going to get you like a good like bird's eye view, but it's definitely not going to get you like the map quality. If you spent time like, you know, flying above Lylon for a while, you could generate a map, yes.
What's a while?
That would take a while to draw, like hour.
Yeah, a couple hours, like an hour or two to actually map out a town. I mean, that takes quite some time.
All right, well, I guess
That's
I'm
why
going to
we
go to
have
the
an
nearest
anime.
town.
What do you mean
Talk
go
to
to
an
the
anime.
What?
I want to go to the town, find a map of the town, and copy it.
Okay.
The town's destroyed right now, you dipshit.
So let me just put this into perspective, okay? Here's a map of the Sword Coast. You guys are in Lylon. Phandalin is the nearest town, which was just recently besieged by Black Dragon and its cultists, and the townsfolk there are now sequestered into Axholm. The nearest town that would have any kind of supplies like that is Neverwinter, which is about 3 days away.
All right, never mind.
So as much as I, you know, give you all the credit in the world for wanting, you know, being gung ho to get that map, a map of Lylon is not going to be in your possession.
All right, bye, Aaron. Have fun splitting the party.
You can borrow a magic carpet. Fly around on that.
That is true. It would still take him quite a while. I mean,
the matter is, we agreed to save kids. We got going to town. Me has connections that he needs to make sure is still alive for obvious reasons.
Well, but they evacuated, so they're not in the town.
That's not 100% true. Me does not know that because the people he's looking for may still be in the town.
Oh, well, that's what they've been saying, that they've evacuated. Anyhow,
supposed to have evacuated everybody. The kids may have gone back.
Yeah, they're missing kids. The kids have not been evacuated.
Well, they just got left behind. Priest guy. As far as you're aware, most of the town has been evacuated. I did not call him Priest guy, but I forgot his name.
Marigold Brightshine. He kind of looks around at everyone and he says, I mean, all the folks that were here in the town, most of them seem to be here. Obviously, the fishers, those who are out on the boats, they are not.
Okay. But most of the town will likely be empty at this point. Well,
it should be.
Find these children.
And besides, probably the enemies that forced them to evacuate.
Yeah. They seem to be in the water. Hopefully they're still there right now. Maybe they're water-based creatures. No, I was saying before, we have an anime. She typically can fly ahead and fly up and do some scouting. At least.
How would that help me make a map?
It's not
right now.
Good argument.
You're definitely gonna get a map later.
We can have your bird scout the area. I'm more of a hands-on type of person myself, but whatever works.
Yeah, we'll just burn everything on our way through.
All right.
I'm pretty sure they need to keep their town intact, but.
Oh, God damn it. Bo, get out of there. Come on, move. Christ.
Don't you dare yell at that pug. Hannah's not here to protect it.
She's here. She's here.
Oh, okay.
No,
good.
the problem is it's my controller. My controller cable is really long underneath my desk, and he goes under there and gets it underneath his belly and lays down, and he yanks the controller almost off my desk. All right. So with that, are you guys gonna be heading down to the town?
Sure.
Yeah. Griselda pointed towards a road that we should be taking, right?
I mean, it's literally the road that you guys were on. It's the road to the south.
We're on the road to Viridian City.
Yes.
No, I think we have all the information we could gather. The parents of these kids, are they nearby?
Marigold shakes his head. He says they are some of the fishers. They would be out on the boats.
Oh. Okay. Good to know. As we're ready to head off. Who's going first?
Yeah, what is the marching order going down into town?
I was gonna say, since me and you kind of know somewhat of the layout of the town, as this was the town they kind of frequently did stuff in, I know I'll take the front. Within reason, if they trust me yet.
I'll be second with Eldritch Blast ready at anybody who comes hostile.
Just generally speaking, our destination is towards the fishery area where those children might be.
Thought it was the houses where they might live.
The houses are
the
behind the
houses are
fishery.
right behind.
What did you say, Hannah?
All right, I didn't hear anything Stacy said. She kind of cut out.
Oh, she was just recapping that you guys were going to be going down looking for those kids.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, as you guys start making your way down to Lylon.
Making your way downtown.
Put up that map again.
Can I animate flying in case she sees anyone?
How high and how far ahead?
Oh, man.
This matters. I need to know. 100%. I need to know.
I have a question about that.
Nope. High enough to see and how far ahead?
Not very. I'm trying to imagine. Like 30 to 40 feet. Because I know her distance, she can be like 120 feet. That's too far. Within sight of the rest of us.
So
I have a question, Lucas.
Yeah. Sight.
Can I use message to message the bird?
No, the bird does not. The bird doesn't technically. It can't speak.
What? Is she?
But it technically it's not.
Message. The target hears the message and can reply in a whisper that only you can hear. It cannot speak. It can speak telepathically to Iluna only due to their Eladrin connection.
Gotcha.
Yes. So it cannot. Anime cannot speak.
But I would just having her.
Can I just send one to her?
What did you say, Stacy?
Just to look out for, signs of danger, especially anything that might look similar to the water creatures that were described and that we had just seen.
Okay, again, I need to know how high up and how far ahead she's going to be.
I've never even considered how high up because we usually have ceiling.
Right, which right now you're sending a scout up into the air, into a town that potentially has dangerous creatures there. I need to know how far ahead and how high up she is.
Maybe not too far ahead. What's their sights, like 60 feet, or they could see further than...
You guys can see further than that, it's just you can only see 60 feet in darkness.
I think what he's trying to say is there's a
30.
possibility Anime's going to get shot down like an anti-aerial gun.
And I specifically said there are dangers. You are going into a town with unknown dangers. I need to know how high up and how far ahead she is, because this is going to set the stage when something happens.
If something happens.
When something happens.
Lucas has been trying to kill Anime from the beginning.
Not trying to kill Anime, but just needing it to be needing to remind that sending out a creature with about half of the hit points that anyone in your group has, there is potential for danger. So I just need to know how high and how far ahead she is.
Not very high.
Not very high. What is that? Foot. I need footage.
I don't know. I've never had to consider this before.
30 feet up?
Like 30 feet ahead, not 30 feet up. That's pretty high.
Okay, 20 feet?
Above the tree line. How high are the trees?
I mean, trees are going to be 15 to 20 feet high.
Sure, like 20 feet.
Okay, so you have her.
It's not something like Anime would or Anti-Luna would not be like giving her exact.
No, I get that. I know that you're not going to be giving her exact heights, but where is she flying? Also, how far away from you is she? Is she the 120 feet to maintain your telepathy, or is she closer than that?
A lot closer, only about 30 feet ahead. She's.
So 20 feet up, 30 feet ahead of you. Okay, that's fine. Like I said, yeah. I mean, the main thing I need to know is like, with the height that she could go, that you could still maintain that connection, or the distance ahead. It could either give you more general knowledge of things that are going on, or you're putting her so far ahead that she's going to see things well in advance before you guys could catch up to there. So I kind of need to know those. But it's also, if she's 120 feet in the air, flying, like parallel with you guys, if something goes down, she has to fly down that height. So she would be essentially out of combat for a little while. So if she's only going to be 20 feet up at the tree line and 30 feet ahead of you, she's basically going to see things right before they hit you. And you might not get like the grandest, piece of information that you could. Like I said, I just need to know this because there's obviously going to be something that happens.
Maybe.
Okay. So you guys start making your way down to Lylon. As I said, the road down to here is fairly well traveled. But once you actually get within sight of town, you can see that the progress on the town's rebuilding has been slow. The holes in the palisade, the holes for a palisade have been dug, but only a few logs are in place. And at the center of the ruins, you can see a tall tower that is mostly collapsed, resting atop a rocky bluff. Really, the only intact stone building sits at the bottom of this bluff, with its white facade bearing the mark of Lathander. Because as you guys are coming in, you're coming in with a little bit of a height advantage over the town, and you get like a good general skimming look of this place. You can see that down to the southwest, there's an intact wooden building closer to the water marsh, with smoke rising from the two chimneys. Me and you guys both recognize this area as the fishery. Me and you guys also recognize this building, which the two of you know has like an the water small little alcove that if you go down and under, that's where smugglers are known to are known to stay. So you guys are just arriving down into this main part. Yeah.
I was gonna say I'll mention to the group saying, see that building with the smoke? That's the fishery. So they said the kids' houses are near there, so that's probably where we should start.
And as you look up the street, you can see two buildings that are side by side with a circular building next to them, as described by Marigold.
Okay. So we're here now.
You guys are right up here. Well, you're like coming down the road.
Because I think you made this way too big of a deal of anime flying ahead, because we're here now. And I think I would have her fly out and back to me while we're in town.
So you're sending her out over the town?
No.
So what do you mean you were sending her out and back?
I want her with me right now. Because we're here, so I need to, I don't know, get my bearings.
What did you mean by you were sending her out and back?
Well, right now she'd be with me.
Okay.
And if it felt necessary for like as I survey this town, like there's a big tower, maybe I'll have her go there, but
so are you sending her out to inspect
that?
Okay.
Not right now.
Okay.
Because I was thinking she would have to fly ahead while we walk down, and we're here now. So.
It was only a mile away.
Now we need to stay. Well, who knows what kind of weird ass dangers happen?
Maybe all the dangers inside of the town.
Funny enough, as you say that, you actually see dark clouds beginning to roll in from across the water and marshes as thunder and lightning begin to encase the entirety of Lylon as the skies darken.
We just need to burn it down.
I cast Fireball.
Let me cast Silence first. Hold on.
God.
Everyone. You know what? The children are already contaminated with the darkness. We just need to get rid of everything.
Yeah, we found the kids. The cultists killed them. They were burnt to a crisp with electricity.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Not by a fireball.
Yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, like I said, you guys are just outside of town. You can see this thunder and lightning rolling in. You can actually see there's almost like a vortex forming in the sky that is kind of like swirling. And everyone roll me a perception check.
Awesome. But real quick, wait, where did I put
Nice!
Initiative.
Awesome.
They're going garbage today.
Everything. My eyes are wide open.
That would happen to me. You know what?
That came through, right?
Yeah.
28.
I guess I didn't see it on the green, but whatever. So me and you know those two houses that you, and they sort of pointed us in the semi-correct direction.
Me and you know me and you know the fishery.
And the guy described the houses to us, and those are the houses that he described to us. I just know the fishery, which is here,
okay,
which is near those houses that he said they're near the fishery.
Yeah. So I'm going to say that you, me, did Smith and Steve roll for perception? No.
Roll 20.
Yeah, I rolled. Did not come through.
It did not.
Yeah, I got
Alright.
a 20.
Yeah,
That's
give
why
us
I
a
was
sec.
There's
Smith.
Seftis. Smith, what
Right,
did you
there it
get?
goes.
I rolled 20.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna
I
say
mean 30.
yeah, I'm gonna say Smith, Smith, Iluna, and you. You all see that this swirl seems to be the central or the center of the vortex appears to be forming above the fishery.
I don't see Smith's roll.
Well, if that's not an indication of magic, I don't say that in character because I have no idea what the hell's going on.
Yeah, does this look like magic?
I mean,
Okay.
being that it was a fairly clear day, it was, like mild temperatures, light breeze, nothing too crazy, only a few clouds in the skies when you guys were literally, a mile up the road, and now suddenly this massive storm is moving in, seeming to be centralized around the town. Yeah, it definitely seems magic.
Yeah.
Is anyone going to tell us that there's a tornado above the fishery?
I mean, there's not a tornado, but it is more that like it's more that the clouds the clouds are swirling.
But not everyone sees this. Who sees this?
No, everyone sees this, but the three of you recognize that it's like the center of the vortex is right above the fishery that me pointed out.
Can I tell if it's magical?
I mean, you can't.
And how far away is it?
You can't tell that it's magical if it 100% is.
So it is magical?
No, you wouldn't be able to tell from where you are. Like you can't definitively say, that it is or isn't. But
is it blowing like a storm?
Yes, there is thunder.
It more like
No, there is thunder.
Like,
nope.
A portal.
Nope. There is thunder and lightning brewing. There is wind howling. It is brought in a storm.
That just seems to be localized on this town, so AKA, we can assume it's magic.
This is kind of what you see that's above the fishery. Like the three of you all see the clouds and the storm and everything, but the three of you recognize that like the center of where this storm cloud is moving around is right above the fishery.
We should probably get those kids and head out before this storm gets worse. I've been in a few bad storms and it's never pleasant.
I'm sorry, how far away is it?
You guys are about 500 feet away. I mean, you guys are only like right up here on the outskirts, like just before you go through the giant doors.
I thought we were at the giant doors.
Okay, then you're at the giant doors. That's fine. I mean, you guys basically need to, make a dash into there.
Let's go.
I'm all for it. Me would make the dash in there, seeing the storm brewing.
I mean, do we want to ready some weapons and/or spells?
Oh, me already has a sword and crossbow drawn as he just yells back to the group, going, "Come on, we got to beat the storm!" as he goes charging in.
Well, you already know you is behind me with Eldritch Blast ready.
Yeah, Alvina's gonna cast her Spirit Guardians before she runs in.
Okay.
I am going to use Dark Blessing to give me some temporary HP real fast.
Okay. So Spirit Guardians. How long does Spirit Guardians last? Spirit Guardians
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay. CB rolled a 1.
Yeah, I did. So I get 5.
Nice. Where's my map?
I'll take it.
Yes, my child.
So none of us recognize anything. We've never experienced horrifying storm like this before.
I mean, it's not impossible to say that you haven't experienced a storm like this. Just, I'm sure that me and you have definitely experienced, sea storms like this, and I'm sure that storms like this have rolled across the plains of Faerun. It's just with the circumstances of everything blowing in all at once, it definitely seems a little bit more, more supernatural. All right.
Roll for initiative.
So, as you guys start making your way through town, is Anime still up ahead of you?
Nope.
No?
She doesn't want to get sucked up in that storm.
Okay. So is she down with you? She's still flying, I imagine, or is she perched on your shoulder?
She's with me. She's not flying.
Okay.
We need to do this together. I don't see what extra she's gonna see with a storm brewing anyhow, except getting blown away.
Okay. With the storm, it is currently dim light out.
I see 120 feet.
You do. So, as you guys are making your way in, you can see this cloud forming above you. Not only that, but those of you...
Can I?
Do you have dark vision?
Before we start.
I mean, it's only dim light. It's not darkness.
Can I ready? No, not even ready. Can I use a charge of the friendship bracelet at Hannah? And make her either, let's see, Rad Strike would make her weapon attack after 1 minute.
Right.
You better hurry up, Hannah.
So you kind of have to hope.
One.
I mean, it's up to you what you want to give her.
Yeah. Actually, right here, before we go anywhere.
I mean, that's specifically what you said.
What's this charge gonna do for me?
I can safeguard her.
Which
Maybe
gives
you can
her
safeguard me.
Which gives you guys a +2 to your AC until the beginning of your next turn, which is 6 seconds from now.
Oh, so yeah, it's might as well you just wait till your turn, or else you're expending a charge for 6 seconds and then it's gone.
Oh, it wouldn't do anything.
I mean, it would. It would give you. It would give her. It would give you guys that, that bonus, but it would give it to you until the beginning of your next turn, which is 6 seconds from now. So I have, if you cast that the second you walk into town, 6 seconds go by, it's already gone.
Right. I guess I'll sit on those.
Yeah, I would say save it.
And I am going to say, because I did bring this up in one of my other games, I will let you guys use those bracelets, Hannah and Stacy, as a reaction, but it's going to use both charges. So keep that in mind.
It's a reaction? It's not a bonus action?
Normally it's a bonus action, which uses one charge, but I will let you use it as a reaction, but it's going to use
reaction,
both
but
charges.
That expends both.
Right.
Okay. Oh, well, that's nice. Thanks.
So,
that's slightly better than not using it at all.
So, are you using it at all? Are you giving her any one of those abilities?
Well, not currently. If we can use that as a reaction later.
Okay. So, as you guys make your way, across town, you start to move past some of the dilapidated buildings on your left as the cloud is brewing above you. It's at this point that you guys start to get within sight down to the south.
Is it within like 120 feet? Can I dispel magic?
I mean, I have to check. Give me 1 second because I got to move. It doesn't give me the option to move you guys as a group anymore, and I fucking hate that.
Oh.
Is it because we all claimed our tokens?
No, it's not that. It's something else for some reason. Shit, I didn't even move you guys up far enough. There we go. So, you guys get up here into town, and you can see, I know that you guys can't see it right here on the map, but I can't really move you guys back all together at the exact same time. But from the height advantage that you have, I'm actually just going to erase these because these are just going to be more of a pain in the ass than anything. There we go.
Oh, shit.
No, we don't see those yet.
Yeah. No, you do because you're actually on a higher plane. Because if you look at this map, you can see that
gotcha.
It's set down in.
Gotcha.
So as you guys are making your way over there, you can see out on the farthest pier, right in front of the fishery, where the two chimneys are. You see, standing in front of this building is a tiefling dressed in blue robes. They raise their hands to the sky, and you see dark clouds billowing around where she is. And then before the tiefling, at the end of the swampy water, you see a number of humans with great axes raised in the air who chant in response to her.
Can I cast Fireball?
Well, one more second. It's as this, because I'm actually going to move you guys back now that I took that off, because I didn't want you guys the whole way up there yet. But it's at this same time that you see this, you hear the sounds of cowering children just up ahead of you inside some of the broken pieces of this house. Those of you with a passive perception of 18 or higher can see both of them cowering there, which I believe would be Iluna only. So you see the children cowering in front of that one house.
Okay. So, only me?
You're the only one with a passive perception of 18 or higher.
Okay. I would let everyone know. The kids are in there. I can see them.
Okay. Is you casting Fireball?
You is casting Fireball at the, well, it is 100 and...
It is 100... So you would basically have to be, because they are standing behind that building, you would still have to be able to, shoot it above there and hope to get it down, or you have to go down onto the pier to get a better vantage point.
I'm sorry, where are the kids?
Well, how big is the explosion? Because I was going to say, if you could see the top of the building, Aaron, but it wouldn't hit everybody, it would hit only a select few.
A fireball is 20-foot radius. Smith, the children are directly in front of you guys, right where that swirl is.
But
so if I aim it here?
That's what I'm saying. 20-foot radius, it would just be like, it would partially go downwards, because I'm assuming it would be a sphere of an explosion almost. I mean, you can always run down the platform and get them.
Okay. So yeah, you want to put it right there. I'm going to say that based on that, you I would give you like, you're essentially having to shoot it in the air if you want to cast it from there, because you would have to shoot it at a point that you can see, which would be just beyond the corner of this building, so it'd still be up in the air.
Okay.
So do you want to fire it from where you are, or do you want to actually go down the flight of stairs onto the pier?
Fuck.
Because keep in mind, it's like almost 20 feet down, because you have to go down this staircase.
I have a 30-foot movement.
Oops.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to get... I'd have to, like, double move it and then cast it.
Yeah, they haven't taken notice of you yet. So what are you guys doing?
Where's the storm over?
The storm is directly over where this person down here is chanting, and you can hear the people, chanting with her. It's not necessarily that like it is just around them. The storm is encasing this area. It's encasing the entire town and like beyond there. It's just the clouds are moving in a vortex formation above you guys, and it's where the center of that is directly above where this tiefling is.
On this map, your little like circle symbol that's all blue. We do or do not see this.
No,
that's just some kind of marker.
That's just a marker. That was just on the map that I downloaded.
But I thought it was. Double checking.
I was just going to say, Me's going to try sneaking up to the group that he sees this doing to get as close as possible without them seeing him.
Yeah. You is going to go down the stairs here.
He'll turn to the group and be like, find the kids and definitely send backup if this goes south, but we're going to try and get the jump on them.
So who's going after the kids, and who's going after
Me.
And who's going after the group that is calling in this storm?
Yeah.
You's going after the storm.
After the kid, for sure.
I'm going after the storm because I didn't see the kids.
Okay.
Me. What do you think I should do?
Whatever.
We know it's going to go after the kids, but I feel like we're going to need some people to protect us. Smith, how about you take charge of protecting us? I'll go for the kids.
The kids by themselves? There's two markers of kids?
Yes, these two commoners are the kids.
So they're just by themselves hiding, right?
Yes, they
so
are.
They're kind of safe from,
yeah,
right?
they're like huddled up right next to one another.
Did we get a new web client, by the way? Because mine, I tried to load that one.
Yes. You need to go to.
There it is.
Yeah, you need to go to the new one that I just posted. I'm gonna repin that.
Okay, I just had to refresh the page for some reason.
I want to make it a point, Lucas, that I'm trying to do this as sneakily as possible to where I don't want them to know that I'm coming towards them. So if Aaron blasts them with a fireball, they notice him before me.
Which way are you going to get down to them? Because I guess
have
that's
a few more questions before we get into the things.
What are your questions, Smith?
I guess I'm trying to figure out: are these guys like mind controlled, or they're all chanting? Are they all part of are they all wearing the same clothing, or like a uniform type deal?
It's hard to see, but they do appear to be similar to the guys. Or no, they don't. No, they appear to be chanting in the same maddening way that the guys that you fought just up the road were.
I guess I'm going to be taking the long way going this way, because then because worst case scenario, I do have my crossbow drawn. So if they come running over here, I could start shooting them. But I'm going to be taking the long way, assuming Aaron's going straight down to start blasting them with fireballs.
Okay.
So one fireball would encompass the entire area, right?
No, because you have to get down there in order to even really hit them. because you're right now you wouldn't be able to target low enough to hit them with the radius of the fireball.
Or above them? How
I mean,
tall are those buildings?
shooting it above them, the buildings are about 20 feet tall.
I was thinking about flying over, perhaps.
I mean, that's always an option for you.
I'm going stealthing in, boys.
Okay, you guys see me crouching slowly as he's starting to make his way. Me, I need you to roll me a stealth check.
I have advantage on those.
Yep.
$27.
Nice.
That's my highest stat. I have a +10 and advantage.
Yeah, so I'm going to let you get there before anybody else moves. So what is everyone else doing?
You's going to move south.
Okay. So, here, wait. Let me figure... what did you
yeah,
move
I actually don't know what my movement speed. It
would
be...
Are you dashing, or are you just moving?
I'll dash.
Okay, so you can move up to 60 feet.
Yeah, so... 5, 10, 15, 20,
you could go to there.
30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Weird, it was right where I had him.
Yeah. So, okay, so where do you want to go? You said you wanted to go down the stairs?
Yeah.
Are you dashing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I even know the guys are over there? Did we see any of them?
What do you mean? Like you can see bits and pieces of them, but in order to cast fireball, you would have to go down and get within better range in order to not shoot it above them. Because while in this map it's more deceptive, you guys are significantly higher than they are. Because you guys are up on this road and they are down here. So if you're casting that, you're casting it in the air above there because you can't actually see the ground right next to them just yet.
Okay.
Where's Cephas going?
I'm probably going to head towards the kids.
Okay.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah, if they're going for some more of a stealthy approach, probably not a good idea. Or else,
well, stealthing until they get a fireball.
So where would you like to go, Smith?
So we got 3 people going to the kids.
Yep.
And do we know where Iggy's going yet?
Iggy's gonna follow behind you.
Okay. I will go with I think it's you, South.
Okay.
No. I'm running.
You guys are dashing?
I am.
Cephas and Albina, are you guys also dashing?
Can I dash with my cloak and still remain stealthy?
If you
I'll dash.
If you want to use your action to put your cloak up, you have advantage on stealth checks.
That's on somebody finding me. It doesn't slow me down like I'm dashing.
No, it has nothing to do with dashing.
Okay, then her cloak would be up, so she's less noticeable. You what? Although my hood's up like 90% of the time anyhow. Unless I'm talking to somebody I need to see their
Okay,
face.
so...
And they want to see mine.
Alright, so if the three of you are dashing then...
So, Zephyr Strike gets me faster movement. Faster than dashing.
Zephyr
You would
Strike...
have to fire it at a target, though, I believe.
Well, not
No.
necessarily. Zephyr Strike will allow you to increase your movement speed by 30 feet. So...
Should I roll another stealth check as
No,
I'm
I
getting
think-
closer?
Not yet.
Okay.
Wait, this is all the further we got at dashing?
No,
It only
because
doubles your movement speed.
I haven't moved you yet.
Okay. It seemed like you were doing the movement for us.
I
rather
was,
than what
because that is how far you guys were able to move.
Why am I so slow? This is unreal. Okay.
But keep in mind, it is once before the spell, you can give yourself advantage on a weapon attack on your roll. The attack deals an extra 1d8 on a hit. Whether you hit or miss, your walking speed increases. So you do actually have to make an attack in order to get that 30 foot of extra movement.
I thought it would...
No, it is that until the spell ends, your movement doesn't provoke
I'm
opportunity
sure?
attacks. Nope, I just read it. Whether you hit or miss. So you would
No,
have
I
to...
mean, like, I'm sure it was used that way once before, where
The
I
only-
just wanted the speed.
The
but-
only other time, the only other way it can be used is for opportunity attacks. It's until the spell ends, movement does not provoke opportunity, but you do have to make your attack in order for the movement speed to be increased.
Okay.
Let's see,
I
you guys
feel
shift
like
it
I
up
have a
there.
memory that it was allowed to use just the movement. But
If I
that's
did,
not-
I made a mistake
mean-
because it is how
Yeah,
it is worded.
It was a long time ago.
Okay, so
Anyway,
now that you guys
So I
are
guess I
there, that is... so it is going to be at this point that you and Smith get within sight of those guys at the end of the pier. So is it at that point that you would cast his fireball?
Yes.
Okay. And are you centralizing it where exactly?
Yeah. As
Right
long as
there.
as long as I hit that main dude
Okay.
that's on the edge of the pier that's chanting. Yeah, as long as it hits this dude, I'm okay with that.
Okay. So, you moves down the platform. You guys all just, you guys, Me says that he's going to go and try and sneak around the pier and come down around the other side in order to get, in order to get the drop on them. Smith and you both make their way down the staircase, followed by Iggy, who's trying to keep up, but his little goblin legs are making him drop behind. Cephas, Albina, and Iluna all make a mad dash towards the children, with Cephas' speed carrying him a little bit further, Albina's just a little bit behind him, and then Iluna pulling up the rear. So it's at this point that those of you that are going after the children, you hear this massive explosion come from the south as the sound of Yu's fireball takes place. Go ahead and roll the damage for that.
$37.
Nice.
I need to roll one more. And it is 3. Okay, and this guy. Okay.
Well, also got a surprise fireball.
You're shooting as well?
These aren't cultists, are they?
I mean, you really don't know until you. I mean, from where you're seeing, they just look like. I mean, they have like body paint on, and they are
They definitely seem
they
like
have
a cult
like
of some kind.
Yeah, they have like great axes over their head, and they're chanting as this person is casting or is doing, this ritual.
Blast them to hell and back, Smith.
So what were you gonna do, Smith?
I'll do another. I'll do a fireball as well.
Okay, I was going to have you carry us off, so I need everyone to actually roll initiative, but give me 1 second before you do.
Nope, too late.
Roll damage?
Yeah, roll. Well, no, not yet, because like I said, I was gonna have you started off, so that was gonna be the surprise.
What?
Well, yeah, that was.
Surprise!
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you will be able to get off another fireball. You generally roll high on your initiative anyway.
I wanted a surprise fireball and then another fireball.
Can I roll initiative now?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, see, you'll get the fireball off before Aaron.
I only have one more fireball ready.
I Luna, Seftis, and Smith. I need initiative from you guys.
I got 23. Why aren't you seeing my rolls?
I don't know. Why am I not seeing your rolls? Are you rolling on D&D Beyond?
I am. I rolled a nat 20. Let me make sure it's... Do I have to do anything to make sure it's to everybody?
You shouldn't. You should just be able to... You should just be able to click it. Yeah, because like I clicked it on yours and it rolled just fine. Are you doing that on Firefox as well?
Yes.
Oh, maybe it's just.
Oh, my map is working on Firefox now.
Oh.
By the way.
Okay. Do
now
you
D&D
have
Beyond doesn't want you to roll on Firefox.
Do you have it set to roll to everyone? If you go up to the game log in the top right with that little chat box, do you have it set to everyone or self?
It doesn't send to everyone.
Okay. That's weird. But what did you get, Smith, so that I can mark it?
23. No, not 22, because you do something special with those too, don't you?
I do, yes. So what it's going to do is it is going to be that you have advantage on your first attack, which for an AoE spell really isn't going to do, unfortunately, it's not going to do much.
Did the initial fireball bloody these guys?
That I have not done yet because I wanted to get everyone's initiative first. So
I'm too busy questioning the fuzzy pink dice.
Dude, I love those dice.
There's fuzzy pink dice now?
Yeah, those are the December ones.
How have I not seen these?
Yeah, I don't know. Fuzzy pink dice. Yeah, they're great. They're the newest ones.
Man. Do your roll. I just saw it pop up going, rolled with fuzzy pink dice. I'm like, what?
Yep.
Where do I find this?
You have to be a subscriber to D&D Beyond.
I'm a subscriber. I'm looking for dice. On my turn, I'm going to run closer to the kids.
Where's the
Unless I've been
why can't I see what's the order of initiative here?
I do not know.
I don't think he's posted it yet.
No, it should be.
Oh, okay.
It should be there. Wait. What? No, it should be there.
Yeah, no,
where I stand in regards to. I need to run to my room quickly. I have you on the cell phone, but insulin pump stuff. But I'll be listening on my phone for a second.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, the initiative should be on the right.
It on the corner.
Yeah, it is.
I will refresh the page in a moment then.
Okay.
I'm having all kinds of fun technical issues today. All right.
How do I change my dice again?
You have to go up to collections, and then there's my dice.
Go, Smith, go.
Well, 1 second.
Dragon eggs. Fuzzy pink dice. Oh, okay. I don't know how I like dragon eggs.
What? I
Um,
didn't get dragon
That
eggs.
is not a dragon egg.
no, that is the Sanguine set. That's the one that has the heart inside of it.
I know.
That beats when you get a 20.
What?
All
That's
right.
weird.
So Smith, it is going to be top of the order. Yeah, that's on you, buddy.
These guys looking pretty burned up?
They are not actually. They have taken damage, but they do not. There does not appear to be. They do not appear to be bloodied.
Are they still chanting?
They are, but they have like turned towards all of. They're like looking around in confusion in this moment, trying to figure out where that came from. But you see the one that is casting this spell, the one that is chanting and doing this ritual. He is still doing this, and actually, as you see that, you can see now there appears to be an arcane circle appearing in the water below him.
Okay.
I don't know if I like the fuzzy pink dice.
Yeah, let's do a fireball.
I don't like pink.
All right. Raid on the same spot.
Sure.
Okay. What is your save? Is it 16? Yeah.
Kill them all.
31 damage. 32 damage.
Okay. 30.
Oh.
Ooh. Okay. So you cast these fireballs. As soon as you do, it is during this chaos and confusion, they all are looking around, and it's then that they look down the pier and they can see the two of you standing there, with your staff of fire and I believe staff of power. And yeah, they don't like that.
I wouldn't like that either.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Next in initiative, though, as Seftis, Albina, and Iluna are running up, it's for just a moment, you see the glint of light come from up here on this building further up to the right. Yeah, right up here.
Whoa, oh. I was looking in the wrong direction.
As you see an arrow fly over top of the building, and it lands right at Albina's feet. Okay. So I need. Where was it? Yeah. Albina, what is your AC? 19. Okay. So that is going to miss. And then. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well, it missed you anyway. But you see this arrow fly down from the side, up on this rooftop. You can see as soon as it hits the ground, this explosion of thunderous magic goes off right next to Albina. Albina digs her shield into the side. The two of you are just far enough away to not be shuddered by this. But I do need Albina to make a strength saving throw. Hannah, do you want someone to roll for you? Yes, we can. All right. Strength saving throw for her is going to be a 14. So you dig yourself in, and as soon as you do, you are blown back 10 feet from where this explosion landed next to you, as thunderous magic just kind of blasts out in the area. It's then that you see two more arrows flying down towards Cephas.
Did they just get a surprise round or something?
No, it is just their turn.
We don't see them, so they're not in the initiative order.
Smith was first.
Oh.
So
in between.
Actually, I should have turned that off. Yet to rage. So Cephas, you are going to take 22 points of piercing damage.
Ow!
As two arrows slam into your chest, as you were disoriented from this explosion that had gone off behind you. Oh shit! I don't want to be moving the map like that. Let me put it on lock. There we go.
Yeah.
And I need to roll something. Okay. Yeah, you as this goes off, you look up. The three of you look up to see where this came from. You don't see anything at this point. But it is now going to be Iluna's turn.
Yeah, if we can't see what shot at us, I guess I'd still head to the kids.
Okay, so you are just going to go the... Are you dashing up to them?
Yeah. With
Okay.
anime.
All right. So as you get up to them, you see these two children sitting there. They're cowering in the corner after this explosion had just gone off. They sort of seem, rocked by this. They're holding on to one another, whimpering and crying.
Iluna would whisper their name. I forgot. Something well and Bernice. Oh my god, I just made up a name. And say we're here. Marigold told us we might find you here. We're gonna try and help you.
You see Glenwell, the boy, he, looks up at you. He's kind of like, imposed himself between you and the young girl, Bernice. And he's like, still visibly shaken and terrified. And he's like, how do I know that you're telling the truth?
We came here Marigold and Griselda told us we would find you here. We're trying to save you from that danger.
You know, you could be like one of those guys that carrying around the big axes, and he like looks back and sees Seftis standing there, you know, literally standing there with giant sword. So what do you say to calm this kid down?
Something super calming.
Roll me a persuasion check.
That is my department.
That's true, it is.
I already said what I said. Like, who else is gonna know Marigold?
They look at you. You see Bernice, you know, she's like, you know, still visibly cowering behind Glenwell. And Glenwell looks at you and he's like, I don't know. He's like, that those explosions keep going off. I want to trust you, but I don't know.
We're causing the explosions. We're fighting the storm.
You were the one that almost blew off my arm?
No.
Why would you do that? We dove down here in order... And you see that, like, his arm is, you know, like cut up and scarred whenever he says that, because he kind of had that, like, facing away from you to put his best side forward. And you can now see, you know, where some of the wall that they were standing by just over here is kind of, like, blown apart and, you know, scattered a bit. He said another one of those explosions went off, like, a minute ago. He's like, why would you do that?
Not that explosion. We just got here.
Okay. We are going to go on to Meest.
I guess I would pull out... I don't even know. Something to help his arm with. Oh.
I mean, you already dashed, so what specifically are you doing?
Well, about to help him. I guess if I can't do it as an action now.
Right,
getting out a healer's or something to help him.
I mean, he's not at 0 hit points, so you wouldn't be able to use it to stabilize him.
Oh.
And I don't believe you have the healer's feat, so you wouldn't be able to heal him with it either. You can feed him
an act of goodwill.
Okay, that's fine. So we will say that. So you are going to use a healer's kit on your next turn.
Well, I don't even remember how that works.
I mean, you would have to. You've used your action to dash. You can't use another full action. You'd have to use a bonus action for something.
Yeah, I don't have any decent bonus actions right now.
Okay.
I was just like, I guess, role playing the I can help you.
Well, yeah, I get that. I get that. That's what you're portraying to him. I just wanted to know what mechanically you were doing, if you were trying to do something mechanical.
Nothing if I can't. So.
Okay. No. That's fine. Like I said, you know, we will get back to that. Me. You heard the 2 fireballs go off. You're about 20 feet above the sand where the ground meets the swamp waters. You actually just watched Albina get blasted across the ground as you... What is your... no, everyone's passive is fairly low.
I was going to say the only thing that benefits me is I have dark vision up to 120 feet.
Yeah, that wouldn't help you in this moment. But you saw like the general direction where it came from. You know that like whatever it was came from this way, but you don't see anything up there now.
I'm going to dash again and go 60 feet again.
Okay.
And I'm going to still continue as doing stealth.
Okay.
But I am going to keep glancing up top towards that tower to see if I could see a little better now that I'm closer, and keep glancing down to make sure nobody's coming up from down there.
Gotcha. Go ahead and roll me another stealth check.
There it goes.
Okay.
21.
21.
21. All right. Well, it is at this time that you do see the berserkers that are around here. They all begin to shout and scream as they see Smith and you down at the end of the pier.
Hey, Lucas, can I ready an action or ready a bonus action in case if they come running up the pier towards me?
What bonus action would you be doing?
Ghost Step Tattoo. It gives me resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from non-magical weapons. You can't be grappled or restrained. I can move through creatures and solid objects as if they were difficult terrain, and it lasts until the end of my next turn. It would just be readying the action in case if they come charging at me, and I'm like, oh shit, he has an axe and he's going to stab me with it. Just in case.
I want to say...
Actually, no, ignore that for now. I'm good for now.
Yeah, I was going to say, because a bonus action can be taken only on your turn, therefore you can't ready with a bonus action.
Yeah, so I'm just going to expend the charge anyways. I'm still stealthing, but now I'm all temporal.
Okay. So you are going to use your tattoo in order to ghost step.
Yep.
All right. Sweet. So this, you see these guys are...
I wish there was a way to alter the icon to make it ghostly. Like just make it give kind of phase in and out. Oh, yeah, thank you, Lucas.
I got you covered. All right. Yeah, and you actually see this guy run up the stairs. That would be 25, so that'd be that. Yeah, there.
I am still stealthy, but if he could see me... Yeah,
no, that's right. Actually, no, he'd be there. There we go. You see that he is running up as the, he is one of the ones that hasn't been hit by the flames. He looks across the field. It's at this point that he sees Cephas and Albina out in the battlefield. He has an axe raised above his head and is just shouting in a maddening and just like clearly deranged manner. So I'm going to say that he is going to run up this way, dashing. Cephas, it is your turn. Some explosive charge was shot at you from the east, and you now see a man with a great axe above his head beginning to charge at you.
I'm probably just going to go to that guy's here and attack him. I can't with my token yet, just a second.
Wait, what are you doing?
I can't with my token. I'm just doing that again.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. All right.
I will attack him. Oh, can I be raging as well?
Yes, you can.
No, you cannot. I cannot change your flame. You cannot rage.
You guys want a golden raisin?
I'll attack him with the...
No, I want a golden kiwi.
Ooh.
What?
You swing down on him, with tremendous force, but in your blind rage and fury, you swing and you slam your axe into the ground. Your attack missed.
Okay, second attack.
But on the upswing, you're able to catch him in the side and dish out a cleaving blow. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Leaving.
I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm. All right. You just had a tremendous amount of damage against him. I don't know why I gave these kids initiative. They don't have initiative. That's really
I
awful.
was gonna ask. I was like,
Oops.
wait, are these
Oops.
actually hostile children or
Yep, you know what?
demonic?
No,
What happened?
It just tells us how fast the kids die.
Actually, they both turn into these creatures known as flumps. They were aberrations this whole time.
Known as what?
Flumps.
Wait, where creature? I didn't see it.
They don't actually transform into that.
Looks like the flying spaghetti monster.
What does?
Flumps are great.
We gotta beat these cultists before they summon a lighthouse to fight us.
Hey, we're not going that far into whatever that game series was, BioShock. All right.
All it takes is a couple of fish to believe in it as a god.
That's true. Oh, the little camp.
My movement. I feel like a novice here. I can't.
Your movement is right above your armor class. You have 30 feet.
Oh, 30. I'm so silly. I'm like looking in my features here. Okay.
Nope. How many feet can you move?
Well, Alvina's just gonna dash over to the kids.
Okay.
And Iluna. So.
Yeah. We'll put you guys.
It's not letting me move or anything. I don't know why.
Go up on the top right or top left. Click where it says encounter and make sure you claim your token.
Oh yeah, I didn't think I saved it. We'll do that again.
Well, this is a new client, so
yeah, because it's a new client. Because I moved.
Oh yeah, I kind of like exited out in accident. Let me go back.
Man, golden raisins are so good.
You make me think of a little like chipmunk or a hamster, tiny little.
Are you saying I'm fat?
Tiny little food.
Yeah, Lucas, you remind me of my fat guinea pig.
Fat little what?
Oh my gosh, I think my internet is super slow today. I don't know why. Because it's not letting me. But we'll get there. You guys carry on.
You moved up to them. So you and Albina are standing there next to him. As you move up, Glenwell,
I'm just gonna kneel down and just gonna be like, "It's okay, little ones." And I like don't have any weapons out in my hands. Like they're just to my side, and that's all.
The fat guinea pig that I will now change his name from Jack to Lucas. It's in the
yeah.
Chat.
Hell yeah, little guinea pig. Oh yeah, little guinea pig. All right, Hannah, roll me a persuasion check.
All right. Slowing things down. Okay. There it goes. It just says 15 plus 2. 17.
Okay. So seeing the two of you standing there, Iluna and Albina, Seftis running past, going after this berserker. Through the cracks in the walls, the four of you can see the sight of Cephas fighting this guy. And you see Bernice standing behind. She, like tugging on Glenwell's arm, the good one. And she says, "They're fighting the ones with the big axes." And he
oh God, I'm gonna terrify these kids.
He looks over. He says, "Okay, so maybe they are the good guys. All right, so are you gonna get us out of here or what?"
Don't worry, we got a plan. Just sit back and watch.
All right.
We never had a plan.
Here's the plan. We have no plan. All right.
Sounds like a good plan.
We're gonna wing it. See what happens.
Go.
Don't worry, Cephas. I got your back.
I hope so. I've only got 19 HP.
All right. It is Iggy's turn. He is going to. His name is technically Igor. His name was always Igor. He is going to run down here, and he is going to cast Smith. Roll me an Arcana check.
What?
I love how Smith just has a little goblin companion.
18.
All right. So you see Iggy runs down. Seeing the two of you casting these fireballs, he tries pulling this up from inside as much as he can, and he is going to cast Scorching Ray, but he is actually going to be casting what is essentially Frost Ray. And two of those hit. And they are going after...
Just an off question. Is this goblin by chance related to a kobold? Was the kobold his mother or something?
No.
Or...
No. This goblin was the leader of a pacifist clan whose clan was then killed by the ice dragon. And except for one of them that they know of so far. And then he stole a hat of wizardry from the mayor of Phandalin when the group went to turn it in after claiming it from the gnomes. And when the group got into combat and he was right in front of an explosion, the hat burned onto his head, granting him intelligence and the ability to cast spells.
Nice.
He nearly died, though.
He did nearly die.
He nearly died.
Yeah. So that was...
It was a horrible day.
That was it. It was the day of the mill. Man, what a day.
So awful.
It's pretty great.
It's our first time with cultists, I think.
Yep, that was the first time that you guys had ever encountered cultists.
I mean, gotta celebrate.
Oh no, the main cultist guy.
Yeah. Yep. All right, cool. It's your turn again.
Why is my camera fucking focused?
Aaron.
He said he would be right back, and
then did he?
And whatever.
You know what? That's cool. Give me 1 second. I gotta go take a pee.
No, you're not allowed.
Oh my God, he's already back.
No,
not back.
You don't get to pee anymore.
Yeah, he was just waiting for you to say that. He's like, I'm gonna wait until he says something.
I'm gonna wait till he says he has to leave.
I literally just got back and I heard him on the mic through my headset saying, "Well, I'll be right back. I have to pee." And I'm like, "Oh, turn it on." Didn't even have my headset on yet. So
this fight is worrisome. We have some invisible foes still. Yeah,
okay. You have an invisible ally too.
Well,
theoretically.
Hopefully.
Theoretically, they haven't found me yet. They all completely ignored the ghost that's just kind of chilling there.
Yeah, but our invisible foes knocked Septus for 20 some hit points. That's a hell of a blow.
So
Them trying to protect these kids. Those kids would be annihilated with that kind of hit.
What did the dude on the pier do? Did he do anything?
No, not yet. It's his turn, but Lucas is taking a pee.
I thought it was my turn.
Or yeah, it's your turn. Then it's
Mm.
the or no. I think he skipped the guy's turn. Because
No,
before he got up and left, it was the main guy's turn.
Yeah.
it was. And then who knows?
He didn't do anything yet because Lucas said he had to go to the bathroom. If we don't tell him, he won't use the guy's turn.
He'll just go back and watch the stream and be like, fuck!
Yeah, I know. He plays this whole thing back.
And then he'll just punish us later.
I know. We'll be in trouble.
I'm texting him right now.
No, Smith!
Yeah, and then you
Don't
have
be
Smith
that
who's just
guy!
going to tattle.
Smith, don't be that guy that reminds
Quality
me
assurance.
of homework.
Yeah, don't be the one to tell him. Don't be the one, Smith.
Everything Smith says is a blatant lie.
What is Smith saying?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Something about someone's turn or something.
Yeah, not that
Nobody
you skip somebody's turn or
nothing.
anything like
I
that.
just
If you're referring
all over my freaking
If you're
keyboard.
referring to the
I
Kraken
was trying to
Priest, the Kraken Priest is continuing to do their job.
So, question: when he got hit with the fireball,
Uh-huh.
does he have to make a concentration?
Just got tickled.
I did.
Kraken Priest.
Twice?
What's that?
You did it twice?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Was he in the middle of casting something now? Can I counterspell it?
He is performing a ritual. So
Can
he
I
is
spell his ritual?
you cannot stop. Like, he's not like actually, that's a great question. Can dispel?
You can counterspell counter a ritual.
Can you counterspell a ritual?
Rice on the bottom of my tortilla.
It feels like you should be able to.
Well,
It's just a really
I was
long
gonna say the
spell.
only reason why counterspell wouldn't work and it would more fall into dispel magic is because of it being a ritual. But you know,
Yeah, it would have to be. It would have to be counterspell, if anything.
you mean dispel magic?
No, I mean counterspell.
Oh.
The magic
Okay.
has not. The magic has not happened. Counterspell. Counterspell is that you attempt to interrupt a creature in the process of casting a spell. So it is simply that. Yes, a ritual can be counterspelled, but it cannot be dispelled because until the ritual is done, there is no spell. So it is Yu's turn.
How far is you away from the Kraken dude?
155 feet.
Oh wait, so it can be counterspelled?
A ritual can be counterspelled, yes.
Can I counterspell?
It's not your turn.
Counterspell's a reaction, bro.
Yeah, I
also
guess it
60
is.
feet.
Okay, let me pull something up here real fast.
Smith knows all the rules.
He does. That's why I love him.
-1 rule. What's the range on counterspell?
Minus what?
Well, that's the thing that I had to look up. Counterspell has a range of 60 feet, so no.
Oh, how far away is he?
155.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, he's very far away.
Has he taken damage?
Put that in your back
He has.
pocket.
He's not
Two
bloodied yet,
fireballs,
right?
in fact.
He is not bloodied. In fact, none of them are.
Just by taking 2
No,
fireballs?
getting there.
Yes.
Oh god, they're
Damn.
broken!
They're not
I think it's
broken.
'cause
There's
they're
a reason.
water-based.
Yeah. Might have to do something with
they're
that.
water creatures.
Oh, these aren't fire people, are they?
They're not fire people, but a lot of creatures have resistance to fire.
Well, you are taking the fact that mine ignore resistance, right?
Oh, fuck. No, I didn't. Son of a bitch. I forgot you had that. I'm sorry. Shit. I don't remember. Fuck. All right. I know that it was. I know that you hit.
Smith had 32.
No, he had 31 because he could turn the 1 into a 2.
No, it's 32.
Oh, it's 32? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to give this person an additional. I give this person an additional.
Why are you giving people additional?
I'm giving them additional damage to account because I don't remember which ones they were, but I did forget that your elemental adept caused it to ignore resistance. Okay.
Oops.
So there we go. All right, so it is still Yu's turn.
I don't have a lot of shit.
I'm just gonna say you might want to hit the people that are coming closer to you guys and charging at you. Just from
how
my
far
perspective.
is the closest guy to me?
The closest guy to you.
Yeah, to you.
Yeah, to you.
Is 90 feet.
He's 90. Oh, fuck. Really? Yeah. All right, I guess I'm gonna have to move 10 under the crane.
Yep, you can move under the crane.
And I need, what is that, B1?
Okay.
To make a wisdom saving throw.
All right. What are you casting on him?
Toll of the Dead.
He succeeds.
Fuck.
Sorry, buddy. Are you doing anything as a bonus action?
I
I think all you have is Misty Step.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's all I got.
All right. All right, Smith, you can see these guys are moving up this pier, battle axes raised above their heads. You see the few of them as they're tripping along, as they're stumbling along, like, you know, you sort of like think to yourself, man, they look a little healthier than they should have been, and then like suddenly like 3 of them all appear a little bit weaker.
Good recovery.
Yeah.
Do they look like they have any other weapons other than an axe?
In their hands, no. No, they don't. I'm just kidding. Where would they hold another
Where
weapon?
else are they gonna put their weapons?
In their butt cheeks.
I don't know. I've watched a
Probably.
lot of One Piece, and Zoro fights with 3 swords by holding one in his mouth.
That's true. They are not.
How far away is he? 155 feet?
To that guy? To the
The
Kraken
priest.
priest? Yeah, 155 feet.
I'm sorry.
All right.
You should be.
Oh,
Yeah, you should be. I was on mute and I was gonna say the same thing, but you beat me to it.
No,
I don't
me
really
beat you
know what
to it.
AoE I can use. I guess I'll just use chromatic
Yes,
orb
thanks for the correction, you.
You're gonna use what orb? Chromatic orb.
at level 2
Okie dokie.
on, I guess, the first guy coming at us.
Yeah, he's within range.
Phandalin.
Go ahead and roll to attack.
$23.
Oh yeah, that definitely hits. Hey, now it's coming up.
Yeah.
Hey!
Took your computer long enough. Ah.
20 damage.
All right. You see with that, it burns past those resistances. You see that he takes the full brunt of that attack. The front one is bloodied. All right.
I'm gonna
sorry.
move up a little bit.
Okay. Where would you like to move to?
I guess behind. Is that you up there?
Yeah.
How far up is that?
It'd be 25 feet, so it's within your range.
Can I move up 30, or is that right on top of him?
That would be right on top of him.
Okay. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. All right. So. Bing. I got to roll this.
Am I within like 120 feet of him now? Oh, he has 155, and I moved up 25.
You are now 130 feet away.
Uh-huh.
I need to see Cephas. Yeah. And me. Yeah. Okay. Cephas and me. The two of you now see this man that is standing up on this building. That is just next to where you guys are. And you can see as he's standing up there, he is the one that is loading an arrow and firing it down at you. And this one is going for Cephas. I believe that is 2 hits on him. And Cephas, I'm going to need for you to make a strength saving throw.
Are you hiding your rolls, Lucas?
Am I hiding my rolls?
That's what I'm asking you.
I'm sorry.
No, if you were.
I did not mean to. My apologies.
No, you're good.
You should be sorry.
All right, Cephas, you are going to take, that's going to be divided because you're raging. You're going to take 9 points of piercing damage from the attacks, but you are going to take 12 points of thunder damage, which is not halved, and you are going to be knocked prone.
Christ.
Okay.
So for the time being, you are prone, which means...
Does prone count as incapacitated? I need to know this.
Prone counts as prone, which is that the creature can use its action, or can use half of its movement to stand up. The creature has disadvantage on attack rolls, and an attack roll against the creature has advantage if the attacker is within 5 feet.
Okay, I just needed to know because I know sleep counts as incapacitated.
Oh yeah,
Give
no,
or
he's
take.
no, yeah. Prone is its
Okay,
own
that's
condition.
all I needed to know. Continue.
Yep. So Iluna, these kids now seem to have a little more trust in you guys, as they are watching you, and through the cracks in this wall, you have seen, you've seen Cephas just get blasted with these 2 arrows, the one launching him to the ground, knocking him on his back.
And they came from which direction?
The arrows, they came from this direction.
Ugh, that's gross. And this dude down here by the water is chanting and
Correct.
losing his causing a bunch of commotion, we think. Ugh.
You hear him chanting, Fingui Magluna Thulura Yelwal Nafatagan.
Good.
Did you just have a
It sounds
stroke?
like a weak.
You should hear him while he plays Halo.
Oh boy. I need to shoot him. If I use this clockwork amulet, then I would just get an 18.
An
Make
18
an
to
attack
hit.
roll while
Yes.
wearing to hit. And I can only use it one time. I'm gonna
Correct.
use that.
Okay.
Shooting my.
So are you running out and shooting at that person?
Oh, yeah. Can I? That's something I meant to ask when I was in there and then forgot. Is this like a low? Is it a wall? Can I not
Yes.
see over it?
No, you cannot.
And am I too?
Oh, it's full
Oh, I
theater.
can't see over.
I mean, you would not be able. You would have to step out into this area in order to see up to where he is. I mean, just for line of sight purposes, because there's no line of sight.
I'm unconcerned about what those arrows. I'm concerned about these chanting guy. This guy at the water.
Oh, if that's the case, no, you definitely can't see him from where you're at, because he's 20 feet down and like 50 feet across the road.
Oh, so I'd have no idea he's there.
I mean, you would have an idea that he's down there because that whole idea was already brought up, but you are nowhere near being able to see him. If you wanted to go see him, you'd have to like go down across the road and like get within line of sight of him, because he's still behind a giant building.
I can't freaking see. So all I can basically see are these 2 up by Cephas.
For the most part, yes.
Do I? The only reason I asked, I thought it was a low wall because I could see those kids in there, unless I just peered
You could
through the
you could
doorway.
see them through the doorway that is right there.
It's a hell of a good sight.
You have an 18.
I was thinking it was a
you have an 18 passive perception.
Wall like the whole time.
No, you have an 18 passive perception. I mean, they are kind of crumbled and ruined, but like these ones are still up. It's actually why they cowered where they did, because it's one of the only higher walls.
Okay, so do I don't see the wait. I can see the ones by Cephas.
You can only see them through cracks in the walls, which you would not be able to shoot through because they're not big enough for that. You would have to step out in order to see them.
Where are you going, Iluna? Well, let me grab her. It's only grabbing the map. Why? Can I see them from here?
No, you don't. You still don't have line of sight. You have to step out, like, to there.
Here?
No, that's even worse. You are literally behind 2 walls there.
How's that worse?
Because you have to have line of sight there. you can't be. You're going through two walls there. Even this guy, it's the same thing. You know, you're not able to get line of sight there. You'd have to be further out. Like where
Okay.
you are, you can see the one.
Sorry, I was taking a really long time, like making it 3D for some reason. Anyhow, I moved, and I'm gonna
Okay.
shoot
Okay, go ahead and shoot.
at
You got B8 and B3.
no.
Are you attacking?
Yeah, but I want to use the charge. I don't even know. I don't know. All my words are lost.
What are you trying to use?
Say the moon bow and use one of the charges.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead and mark
to
a charge
blind
then.
them.
Okay. So go ahead and roll to hit.
Is that it's
That
19?
it does hit. Okay. So that is going to be points of damage, and he needs to make a con save. That is going to fail, I believe. Yes. So the one that is in front of Cephas is now blind. She's just gonna say, "Fuck you, Stacy."
What? For blinding him?
Yeah. Because now he has disadvantage on attacks, which means the advantage I'd get against Cephas means nothing. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
For the first time, I would have had an
hate
advantage
it.
on attack against Cephas.
I'm so sorry.
Oh man, I guess
I
you gotta
take
say.
it all back.
I guess you gotta save your
No,
husband.
Septis is like dying. He's nearly dying.
All right. All right. So are you using your second attack? Or using another charge?
Yeah, second attack on the other guy.
Are you using another charge as well?
Know. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit. All right. Go ahead and roll the damage. Okay, that one's fine. Okay.
I am leaving anime with the kids.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk back in though.
Okay.
And use my bonus action to help Albina. I don't know why. My entire vocabulary is like void for my brain right now. With the bracelet. Wow. I don't know where all my words went. But I can give her this rad strike one.
Okay.
Oh wait, that's a weapon attack.
That is if she attacks with her weapon.
But it lasts for a minute. Well, we'll try it. Oh shoot.
What if I use my dancing rapier? Is that gonna help or no?
The next target's the target's next weapon attack. So you would have to be attacking because it is coming from your bracelet, imbuing your weapon attack with that radiant energy. So I mean, you could
my
yourself.
ranged weapon? Short bow? Or no?
It just says weapon attack, so you could use it with your short bow.
Okay.
I mean, you could also, you could use your Goblin's Bane.
Yeah, I have to be there. Like.
Oh, yeah, you do have to move
and
up.
I'm not going to be able to move. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, she's not moving.
Yep. Okay, so me. It is your turn.
I'm going to do psychological warfare.
What the fuck?
Yes!
Oh my god.
Oh my god, Aaron. Knock it off. Alright.
What was that? I didn't hear.
That was my
the combination of Justin clipping Lucas playing Halo.
Yep.
And Aaron getting the clip.
It's one of the two clips.
Go this.
Okay.
What, Stacy?
I'm gonna move here.
Hold on.
I'm gonna
hold on, Jared. What were you asking, Stacy?
I was gonna forego if this bracelet charge isn't gonna help her. She'd have to move a lot.
I think you should wait. Yeah.
So are you not using the bracelet then?
No, you gave us the choice to use it as a reaction, so
okay.
I can hold it.
Go ahead, me.
All right, I'm gonna go up here, and I'm gonna attempt to stab him.
Okay. He's blind, so you can. Yeah,
Do I get advantage?
No, you don't have advantage, but
you get a +1 though.
You do get a +1. Well, no, Cephas is prone, so that would not.
He's still technically next to him though.
Hey, it's my homebrew roll, pal.
Okay.
That hits anyway.
I stab him.
Yep.
I do 10 damage, piercing damage.
Uh-huh.
I sneak attack. That's why I needed to know.
Mm-hmm.
This is where Lucas hates me as a player.
Oh, I know you made a rogue. It is
he
what
hates
it is.
you in every game that you play.
Yep. That's 15 sneak attack damage.
Uh-huh.
I say, as knowing he's blind for the psychological warfare, he just hears this ghostly voice going, "The dark wind howls for thee." And disheartening strike. When you hit a creature with an attack using this weapon, the target is filled with unsettling dread. The target has disadvantage on its next saving throw until the end of my next turn.
Oh, God. That's terrifying.
And then, as I do that, I point to his friend, who's B3 right there, and I say, "This town was mine to begin with," as he takes 2d6 necrotic damage.
Go ahead and roll. I'm going to narrate.
That's only 7 damage.
Narrate this a little bit.
You don't get between me and the town.
for the more psychological warfare, I'm going to move through him with my ghostly form. And then I'm going to shoot him with the hand crossbow because I can do that with my crossbow expert. So he just feels this cold chill of after hearing the dark wind howls as he gets stabbed, filled with dread, feels the cold chill, and then gets shot in the head with a 25.
Yeah, roll your damage. Which one were you attacking with this one? Is this the guy who's blind?
I'm shooting at B8.
So keep in mind. Oh, that's
because
right.
I have crossbow expert.
That's right. Oh my God.
So that's 8 piercing damage from the hand crossbow.
Yeah. So basically, this guy over here, B3, he just sees his friend who's blinded in front of him.
Again.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, because it's the end of my turn.
Oh, that's right. So he just sees his friend, get mysteriously stabbed a few times. He hears this voice. He's freaking out. All of a sudden, he just sees this, mist form through this comrade of his as me appears on the other side of him with a crossbow up against him, blasting him in the spine.
But yeah, B3 does take the necrotic damage as he's freaking out as all these whispers occur.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, psychological warfare. I'm bullying a blind man.
Yeah, you are.
Can I roll for intimidation?
No.
I don't typically blind anybody with these things, and I've done it twice.
All right, so this guy who is blind is going to take a swing. I'm actually going to have this be... this is automatically going to be with disadvantage. And this is going to hit neither one of you because he is swinging madly. Because I was going to roll randomly, but he would not hit either one of you. Actually, you know what? No, he's going to swing recklessly.
No,
So what did I roll? I rolled a 13 plus 5. Yeah, because I rolled a 13 and a 10. So we're going to go with that. So that's an 18. So now I'm just going to roll a straight up... I'm going to roll a straight up D2. And 1 is going to be Cephas, and 2 is going to be me. So that's going to be Cephas. And that will hit... but it is going to be half damage because of the rage. So Cephas, you take 2 points of slashing damage as this guy is swinging madly as you're laying there on the ground, like trying to push him away from you. But he does clip you at 1 point.
Lucas, I'm sorry.
I'm confused. What have you got my health
and
points
I understand.
What do I have your health points as? I don't have your health points at anything as far as I know.
Yeah, so I'm taking extra damage on the floor then, yeah?
Oh, shit, you're down.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
He's prone.
Oh.
Well, prone, there's a difference between being
down.
prone and down. He has 0 hit points.
I didn't realize he was down. I didn't know he was down.
Neither did I.
That may have changed my entire reaction.
Well, he did hit you. That's going to be an automatic fail. So go ahead and mark a failure.
That would have changed a lot. I thought he was still up because then I would have gotten my sneak attack or anything off.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's fine. We'll go from here.
Skip the death throw one. Just like it's not a plus or a minus. Just
go ahead, Cephas, and make sure that you roll this to the DM only. But go ahead and make me a death saving throw.
Okay, 1 sec. I just changed that in the game log, yeah?
You can just, whenever you go to the bottom left, when you go to the bottom left where the die is, when you click D20, you can click the little down arrow and change it from everyone to DM. Because if you change it in the actual game log, that changes it across the board. Okay, so go ahead and mark that. And I'm gonna say because we did not know that he was already down. I'm going to say that instead of the 2 damage going to Cephas, I'm gonna have that 5 damage go to me.
Oh no, my temporary hit points are now gone.
Oh boy.
Rub it in.
Literally, I just imagine as he goes to strike me, it's like I just parry it with the same sword or whatever since he's blind, since I didn't take any real damage.
All right. Albina, it is your turn.
Lucas.
Yes.
Could I have had that as favored foe? I was kind of like...
You can in the future. I'm not going back and adding those points now.
Alright. I understand.
Albina, it is your turn.
Excuse me. So that's a wall. I can't just walk over it. I have to walk around, correct?
Correct. You just have to walk around.
All right. It's still not letting me move her, and I already selected. This is very weird. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. There's 10. Do I need to move over 5 more to go down past the... Whoa, what happened? Okay,
is that where you want to be? That is right there. You are within line of sight of them.
So I want... How much is that I moved? 15?
5, 10, 15. That's 15.
Okay, and can we move me 15 more toward Cephas and B8, if that's possible?
Yes,
No.
you are now next up to Cephas.
Would I be touching B8? I don't know if I should go down. Oh, okay, good. Perfect.
Yeah, you see that as you go around the corner, Cephas is down.
Now, if it's a reaction to rescue, right?
To do rescue is a bonus action.
Oh wait, why don't I have that? It's
you do. It's a level 1 bonus action.
Okay, so does that mean if I want to rescue him and then move back where I was, like, can I move him with me there or no?
Well, if you wanted to rescue him, you could have stayed where you were, and then you cast forth a chain of magical energy, and it pulls that allied creature towards you. So you could stay where you were and pull him back towards you.
Oh.
So is that what you want to do?
Oh, okay. Well, so let's do that, and then where Albina was, you can put her like 5 feet in front of that wall, as long as she's still touching B8. I want my spirit guardians to.
Oh. So you would have to be there if you wanted your spirit guardians to proc. So you would be pulling Cephas like, a few feet away. So there we go. Okay.
A few more over, or I'm sorry, it's just going super slow. I can't see it.
Here.
So it's technically touching B8? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's perfect.
Here, if it makes it any easier,
do anything to save me because he's rattled in a hornet's nest.
If you look in Discord, I have the map up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's perfect right there.
Okay.
And then I just want to get Cephas away. And
for those spirit guardians, go ahead and roll the damage. I'll make that wisdom save. Ooh. So it's a fail.
Oops, that's the 4th level. I almost rolled. You said make the damage? Okay.
Yeah, the 3d8.
Awesome. I almost said I got a 7, 8, and 9, but I realized that you can't get a 9 out of 8.
You see your spirit guardians begin to pepper this blind, terrified, deranged man as they cut him to shreds.
The poor P3, he just witnessed all of this psychological warfare just occur.
Yeah.
And then, so I still have my action. Then. What?
Yep, you still have your action.
What did he just say to me?
I don't know.
I just got that.
Said no, and then it's from the stupid, really awesome movie.
Dude, where's my car?
Albina's gonna try something different today. She's gonna get her little short bow out.
Okay.
And try to shoot B3.
All right.
Whatever you
We'll
do,
see if
don't
it hits
roll a
when
one.
when it lands the die.
I don't want to get shot.
I don't do that anymore. Justin
He's
did.
lying.
What?
Don't listen to him. He's killed
All right.
all of my animal companions in another life.
Funny enough, I did find my old. That does hit. Go ahead and roll the damage, Hannah. I did find my old crit success, crit fail table, my old fumble table.
Okay.
Oh God, I remember that. We
Yeah.
did like 2 sessions with those.
We used that for so much longer than we should have ever used it for. It was like sometimes it was an instant kill, sometimes it was maiming, and other times it was just sadness.
Because it was like you failed, and it was just one of them was just a bunch of flowers sprout out around you or some shit.
No, it would have been like your weapon breaks, or your armor is shattered, or you fall and you
Bina
break
just
an
looks
arm.
over at me.
Yeah, trying something a little different. You do bloody
scratch
him.
the back of my head.
Yeah.
I was trying something new.
Yeah. Well, this guy's trying something. This guy's trying something old school.
Being the range expert I am, and I see you pulling this bow back, and it just kind of dinks off of him. I'm just like, stick to the axe.
Well, he missed on his attack, so that sucked.
Yeah, he did. He just witnessed this small little goblin do psychological warfare. He's terrified of me.
Oh. This guy is going to run up and is now in the face of you.
Oh no!
Oh God!
It's Iggy's turn. Yeah, Iggy is going to cast Ice Bolt. I believe he can shoot 2 of them. Yes. Oh, no, that's right. It just deals 2d10. Oh, there we go. 16 points of damage to the one that is directly in front of you, bloodying that one. This one is rushing up. It's Kraken Priest. Now it's you's turn.
Hadouken.
Wait a minute, Kraken Priest, you say? Wait a minute.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Aaron.
I need you to make a dex saving throw.
On who? The one directly in front of you?
All of them.
What do you mean, all of them?
B2 to B7.
What are you casting?
Lightning bolt.
How do you have enough points to do that? That takes 5 charges.
Yeah, I have 5 charges left.
Oh, so you're okay. Okay, cool. I will make those rolls.
He's literally doing a Kamehameha. Let him be.
Yep.
Like I said, Hadouken.
I will make those rolls. All right. A bolt of lightning. A bolt of lightning cast against a group of thunder worshippers.
Yeah, I'm sure they don't have resistance or anything.
They don't. They'd have certain resistances. All right, so how many did I need to make?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6.
6. Okay, so that's success.
And it goes
fail, success, success, fail, success.
38 damage.
38.
So we got.
Or half if they succeeded.
Yep. Success. Fail.
I'm just imagining this. That poor B2 just got up directly in his face and he just said, no.
Fail. You see that 3 of them are still standing as this lightning bolt shoots through all of them. I gotta put the map back to normal. Go. All right, I need to see something.
What do you need to see?
Roll a d20.
Me?
Yes.
Straight?
Straight d20.
Good luck.
Okay.
Ooh.
You survived.
Keep in
this
mind,
time.
the staff has 20 charges. It regains 2d8 plus 4 at dawn. If you expend the last charge, roll a d20. On a 1, it retains the +2 bonus to attack and damage, but loses all other properties. If you roll a 20, it regains 1d8 plus 2 charges. So if you use that last charge, you have a 5% chance that it will never do what it does anymore. So that's why I had to make sure when you said you were casting Lightning Bolt, I was like, that's all of your charges.
That is.
But I don't know what happens to mine. Mine just crumbles, I think.
Actually, I think yours explodes.
There's a difference.
I never used the last charge of mine.
Yeah, it
Oh,
explodes.
no, you're right.
crumble.
You're right. If you expend the last charge, roll a d20. On a 1, it blackens, crumbles to cinders, and is destroyed. So yeah, like Staff of Fire crumbles to dust. Staff of Power, it's still a +2 staff. So, okay.
You can just whip it around, smack people.
Turn it into nunchucks.
He is still there.
Pretty sure if you cut it up, I don't know if it's still going to be a staff. It's going to hold the property.
Smith, it is your turn. These guys are bum rushing the two of you.
Let me see here. Let me think here. So all three of those guys are bloodied, I'm assuming?
Yes. Significantly. Take the risk.
Finish him.
I was just going to say that.
What are we meditating?
And the Kraken Priest is still just casting a spell?
Still casting his ritual.
So he wasn't able to counter that yet. Too far away.
Yep, he's still 130 feet away.
I guess I will. I wish I had some other AoE spells, but I don't.
I just pretty much used my last one.
You guys are going to have a big choice to make after this.
I'll use Firebolt.
Okay.
Don't give up the children, whatever it is.
Coolio. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Abandon the children.
19.
That hits.
Come on.
I'm so sorry. I have no idea how it happened. They got scorched by lightning.
You kill the one that's directly in front of you.
Nice.
All right.
Woots.
And then...
Oh.
I think I might move... I don't know. I kind of want to move closer, but I don't want to deal with those guys. How does running past people work?
You must decide.
That would be to... I think because you are on the platform, yeah, you could move through them, but they could, no, you can't. Wait, crap, I can't remember. You can only move through an enemy's space if it's at least 2 sizes larger than you. In either case, it's difficult terrain, and you can't willingly end any part of your movement in another creature's space. So, If you try to move through them, you would not be able to, because you would have to essentially dive off of the platform.
Okay. Then I will end my turn behind you.
Okay.
I love how we left the 3 mages at the very bottom of the docks, just in a straight line, hoping nobody hits them.
Yeah, to fight the barbarians. I mean, they had range on their side, which was good.
Well, you're on your own. With dash out.
All right, I got one more here. Me, what's your AC? 16. Oh, that was a nat 20, baby.
I'd like to use Uncanny Dodge and have all damage I take from this attack.
Yeah, you should do that.
Yeah, I would do that.
So that's going to be 15 divided, so that's going to be 7. And then you are going to take an additional 10 points of damage. I also need you to make me a strength check.
Is the 10 halved or no?
10 is already halved. It would have been 20 otherwise.
Ouch.
Mm-hmm.
You said strength saving throw?
Yes.
I have a -1, so here we go.
You could always roll a nat 20.
Not bad.
Not bad.
But not great.
Not great. You are covered in an alchemical goo. You are currently restrained.
Oh, cool.
And then that was just for the one attack. For this attack, which Uncanny Dodge is only for one attack, right? Yes. So for this one, you're just going to take 8 points of piercing damage.
Cool, I'm down.
Oh, okay. As once you are restrained, you are hit with another arrow. How are you down?
I came in with 25 hit points. We never rested, Lucas.
I know you never rested.
I'm down. I had 8 hit points left.
Albina, what is your passive? 13. Albina, go ahead and make me a perception check.
Alrighty. It should fall at some point.
Eventually.
Before the session ends, you guys will get my roll.
All right. You see the guy that just shot me. You see that he runs back onto the back of this building and like almost seemingly looks like he dives off of it.
Which building? I'm sorry.
The one up here. The one where he was. The one where
the circular.
Yes, the one where the arrows were being fired down upon.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, because I didn't see that originally when I was doing my pump stuff. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. All right, Iluna, it's your turn.
So, healing spirit. Does that work on Cephas? I mean, it says can't do constructs, but
yeah, he counts. He counts as applicable. Warforges count as applicable in that regard.
Even though is he still out?
He's still down.
Would that affect him if he's
healing? If you give him hit points, they always come back up.
Okay. So I'm gonna cast that.
Okay.
Healing spirit. Right, flipping on top of him, because then he'll start his thing there. Is that how it would work?
So basically, you're going to create this. You're going to create this token there, this nature spirit, and I imagine that you are putting it right on top of Cephas. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So then, yeah.
Yes.
So for the first time on a turn, when his turn starts, he's going to regain 1d6 points of healing.
Okay, and then
Oh, Jesus Christ, that is so big.
Oh,
why
baby.
is this so big?
I don't like how...
Ladies and gentlemen, we have
It's
just
so
been banned on
big.
Twitch.
What?
Hey, if he
What
hasn't been
happened?
banned yet due to Halo, then he's not
That's a
getting
good
banned
point.
for that.
If he never got banned from the shit he says during Halo, he won't get banned from just cracking a, oh my god, it's so big.
It's true. All right, there we go. I just wanted to put that little token out there.
Okay.
Is that everything that you are doing?
Son of a bitch.
No. It's just, isn't it just real small? It's just
It is.
five,
That's why I'm
five,
trying
five.
to. That's why I'm trying to.
Teeny
That's why I'm trying to shrink it. Go ahead and do whatever you're going to do next.
come back out here
Damn it.
and shoot at B3.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your attacks.
Why are my boxes for my charges not?
I do not know. Are you using more
They
charges?
weren't clicking forever. No, I'm gonna save it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your attacks then.
Just my sake. Oh, that looks alright.
That's a hit. Go ahead and roll the damage. All right.
Oh, are they looking
They're bloodied, but they're not down.
bloodied? I'll leave it. Well, I suppose I can how many favored foes do I get?
You get 3
I
per
didn't
long
favor
rest.
foe the last one.
Are you going to favor
for
foe this one?
The 1d6.
Okay. Go ahead and take off one of your favorite foes, roll the 1d6, and then roll your second attack.
No second attack. I cast Healing Spirit.
Oh, true.
Isn't that
Yep.
right?
Yes, Healing Spirit is
Or
bonus
do I
action.
get 2 attacks?
I mean, no, you can just get 2 attacks. Your attack action is 2 attacks.
Sorry.
Oh, hey.
Oh.
Tony.
What's up, Tony?
Oh.
Hi guys. I wanted to watch
Hello.
the stream.
Yeah, they're currently being they're currently fighting a group of berserkers that is under the control of a Kraken priest. And Cephas is down. And Jared's character is down. But Smith and Aaron's character are single-handedly very handedly dealing with the berserkers down on the pier.
Is that 16 hit?
It does. Go ahead and roll the damage.
We're dealing with what? 6 berserkers?
I believe there was 7. All right. With that shot, you killed a berserker.
I want to say there was... I only see 8, and I know 2 went up top, and then the other 2 are...
No, there were 7.
4.
There's an amount equal to your party. including sidekicks. All right. So next up, it is going to be Jared. Jared, go ahead and roll that death save to the DM.
2, 3,
Can I be level 8 yet?
Nope.
4, 5,
Okay, go ahead and mark that.
6.
Because if I'm level 8, I gain advantage on all death roll.
I know. Yeah, me is just laying there, covered in caustic goo, alchemical goo.
Yeah, no, there's definitely 8.
Oh yeah, I guess there was 8. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because yeah, no, that is right because you guys have anime. Yeah, again, it's 1 per, and then for each sidekick.
I wasn't including anime.
Yeah, she still gets 2 attacks just like everyone else. All right, I finally get an attack off on you.
Woo.
Motherfucking fucking fuck.
Are you recklessing?
Yes, that was reckless, so you're going to have advantage. All right, Cephas, go ahead and roll me 1d6.
All right.
All right, you're back up with 5 hit points.
Now you just gotta drag me over there.
And that is, as I said, that is at the start of your turn, so you do have the remainder of your turn.
Drink a health potion. Don't you have any more?
I think I do have a health potion.
I'm pretty sure he still has a potion of healing.
Yeah, I'll take that potion of healing as well.
All right, so there's going to be your bonus action to roll that 2d4 plus 2.
Yeah.
All right, so you got 6 more points. Still got your action, still got your movement. Well, technically, you would have your half movement because you were prone when you were down. So if you are standing, you have half of your movement.
All right, I guess I'm gonna hunker over here next to Iluna a bit out of less in the open, so to speak. So I'll go stand here.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't say Luna went back again because I forgot.
Well, there's always next time. Albina. You watched Iluna just kill the last one, and Cephas has stood up in the... he has brought himself up in this healing spirit that Iluna cast. And you see me is now restrained, covered in an alchemical goo, as he is down. And you saw that the one who was shooting those arrows down at you guys has ran and jumped off of the building that he was on, away from all of you.
What the heck is this? A goo that he's covered in?
It is.
Is it like alive or?
It's not alive, but you can try and break through it to get him out.
Okay. What do I need to throw for that?
You just need to cut away at the goo.
Okay. Sure. We'll just.
Well,
We're not gonna grab the goblin's vein.
You can attack and destroy it, I should say. I don't want to say anything of cutting. Well,
I don't want to grab the goblin's vein just in case.
Okay.
No, by all means, desecrate the goblin.
No, I don't want to grab it. I said, I'm gonna. I just can't remember if the dancing rapier is a bonus or an action.
It is a bonus action to summon that. All
right. So I'm gonna go ahead and summon it, and then use it to
roll the attack.
Attack. Hopefully. It's going. It's going. Ouch. Don't be a 1. Oh, and it's going to be that 1, isn't it? It literally is going to be the 1.
Yeah, that attack misses. You still have your attack, though.
All right.
You could also try and
Can
burn it away or
I-
something. Like, you cast a spell or something like that.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try to do that. I'm a little afraid of stabbing through and then sucking his soul out.
Okay.
In my Goblin's Bane. What does this one do? Burning hands I can use, right?
You could. That would just deal that amount of damage because you would just be doing it right to it. So,
now if it exceeds it, is it gonna like attack him?
Yes. Yes, it is.
About that. Well.
Yeah. Does she have a cantrip?
Produce flame?
Yeah, isn't that what? Yeah. That
Let's
might
do
work.
that.
Okay.
I don't want to burn the goo and then him.
I would.
I'll say the only thing to consider, is that the other one you were doing was a cone, so it's anything within the cone.
It was gonna be like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if that hits.
That does.
Yay.
Doesn't have a crazy high AC.
I'm just like, don't worry, little goblin friend, if you're in there, you can hear me. We're gonna work this out in Goblin.
Me just hears. All right. You burn away the goo. Me is no longer restrained.
He foams from the mouth a little bit.
Yeah, he's still down. He's still hurt as shit.
Yeah, I'll have to. That's all I can do right now.
Okay.
You're gonna be all right there, buddy. She kind of just
all right.
Kind of says just lightly in a lower voice to him in Goblin. Where's Iggy?
Iggy is down with Smith and you. So he is actually going to cast Magic Missile, which means that he is going to deal 9 points of damage to the one that is in front of you, killing him.
Yeah.
It's Kraken Priest's turn. And now it's you's turn.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50, 55, 60.
What are you trying to count?
10, 15, 20, 20.
Are you trying to count your distance to the Kraken Priest?
Yes.
125.
Well, you's gonna look back at Smith and wish him luck. He's gonna move up 25 feet.
Okay.
No, fuck. All right, hold on, Lucas. Would this work?
Okay.
If I casted Misty Step.
Uh-huh.
To move Misty Steps, what?
30 feet.
I then casted Counterspell on the
no, because Misty Step and Counterspell are both leveled spells. Yep.
But you can cast Counterspell on your reaction after your turn.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's do that. So
Smith to the rescue.
Right.
So you're gonna move 30 feet.
30. I'm still short.
So you're going to
Right.
move 30 feet, and then you're going to Misty Step another 30, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So wait. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And then you'd have to Misty Step, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yes, so you would be right there.
Technically still short.
Yes, you are 70 feet away.
Fuck. I guess I'll just do Eldritch Blast for now to try to disrupt him.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit. Yeah, roll the damage. Okay, that's I was gonna say that's not damage. That's the damage.
So that's 1 blast. And 2 blasts.
Did you roll to hit for the second one?
Yeah, that was the 21.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Cleo. He is now bloodied, at least.
Nice.
What about his concentration?
How much damage did he take? So it would be half of that, or 10, right?
I thought he... Yeah,
It's 10 or half the damage, whichever is higher.
Whatever's higher, so damage would be higher.
No, it's
No.
half your damage. So it's 10. So that's a success, and that's a failure. But he is going to use his ability.
Somebody sleeping over there?
God damn it. He is going to use his one action, or not his action. He's going to use his ability to get advantage on that. Motherfucker.
Yeah,
Right.
I was sleeping, Aaron, until
You can see his spell is faltering as you have knocked him off balance.
Nice.
Yay.
Yeah, I wasn't actually sleeping. I don't know what that noise was.
As the guy that comes up behind you tries attacking you and misses. Smith, it is your turn.
Is faltering or has faltered?
Oh, like he failed his concentration save.
All right, so he's no longer casting a spell.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. I'm gonna move up, and I was kind of ready to do the same as him, a Misty Step, but saying as how he stopped casting a spell, I will just go for the one that is attacking you.
Okay.
With he's bloodied, right?
Yes.
I will just use. Second level chromatic orb.
Okay, go ahead and roll to hit. Definitely hits. Roll the damage. All right. Still up.
Damn.
But barely.
Aw.
All right. That guy is not there anymore. Iluna.
Oh, wait. Did you move me up?
How far did you want to move up? 30 feet?
Is that right next to him or what?
No.
Yeah, you'd be right there.
That sounds good.
Okay. All right, Iluna. You could see Albina had gone over in order to break me out of that alchemical goo, but you can see that he is still down and in his death throes.
Oh, poor me. I really wanted to attack this Kraken dude, but That's not responsible. Not while I'm up here with me. I can move this spirit thingamajigger, can't I?
Yes, you can.
As a bonus action.
Mm-hmm. You can move it up to 30 feet.
I think it's 30 feet. Okay. Just move that
Okay.
right on top of him.
All right, and as your
That's
action,
just a bonus action. I don't see this guy down here. I just
no,
hear this ridiculous commotion.
there is a giant building in front of him.
And I see nothing else to attack, and they're clearly like having some trouble down here this whole
Well,
time.
again, you are 40 feet away from the edge of that. So, like, you know that there is stuff going on down there, but you would have to move up to the pier in order to see it.
Okay. Mima, bird. Oh, she can't come because she's. Oh wait, she can travel further than I can.
Yes.
Isn't her?
She has 60 feet of movement.
That's not far enough. She's gonna just stay with these kids and keep
Okay.
them.
So what are you doing?
I guess come after me if the kids are in trouble. I'm walking to this pier.
Are you dashing or are you just moving up to it?
Um, just dashing.
I mean,
Walking.
okay.
Just walking.
All right, yeah, then you get up to the pier. Like I said,
Where
you're
am I
still
at?
you're still behind a giant a building. So,
Not. Where? Oh shit! I already used my flippin' bonus action
yes.
to help him.
Mhm.
And face step's a bonus action, and
Correct.
I can't use it and shoot anything. I can't see anything just yet either.
No, yeah, you're like I said, you're still behind that one building.
Not this. Ugh.
So what are you doing? Because I mean, if you're moving up there, you only have
Okay, it's too many
you do still have an
people.
action.
Well, can't if I can't see anything to have action at, then it doesn't matter. It's well, I had to use my bonus action to help him.
So then what are you doing?
Where? So I can face step onto this building though, right?
On your next turn when you have another bonus action, yes.
Oh, it's only a bonus action and not
It's
an action.
right, it is not an action, it's a bonus action.
Ugh. I really can't do anything very helpful then.
Okay, so are you just
I mean, I guess if I dashed, I could have gone further. But that's it.
so are you just ending your turn there? Yes. No.
Sure.
Okay.
I feel like putting myself in harm's way. Stop
Jared,
moving.
roll a 1d6.
A 1d6?
Yes. That is the amount of healing you get from the healing spirit. You are back up with 4 hit points.
Woo!
I'm such a numpty. I was planning
that's
on
at the-
running. I was gonna run through that.
That's at the start of my turn, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So I no longer see the guy that was up on the tower. He took off.
Correct. Well, yeah, you just don't see him anymore. As far as you know, he could still be up there, but you don't know that. Because you were down by the time he fled.
I will turn and look at
Albina?
Yeah, Albina and be like, hey, thanks for not ending my life there.
Yeah, sorry. I originally grabbed the goblin's bane and then I thought twice.
I have to use half my movement speed to get up because wasn't I restrained?
You were restrained. You were not prone.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Funny enough, being restrained actually stopped you from falling while you were standing.
That's okay.
Word.
Nice.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I don't have a line of shot on the Kraken Priestess, do I?
No.
From there.
But you wanted to move 30 feet?
Yeah, like, I'm trying to think 30 feet where I would be able to get line of sight at most, but I don't think I can.
Yeah, that would be... Yeah, no, because you still have the building in front of you.
Let me check and see if I have anything real fast that might help. I don't think I do.
I mean, you are a rogue. You can dash as a bonus action.
That's true. I'll do that just so I can get 60 feet. So we said that was 30. I have line of sight from here, correct?
Yes.
Okay. That'll work. I'll do the 50 feet and then I'll fire the hand crossbow.
Okay. What's range on that hand crossbow?
Huh?
What's range on that hand crossbow?
120.
That's 120 at the farthest.
Yes.
Which means...
So I'm assuming it's anywhere between 30 and 120.
No, it's so the way that it works is 30, anything above 30 is made with disadvantage. Anything above 120 cannot be made. So you would just be making this with disadvantage because it's just out. 30 feet is the effective range. 120 feet.
If I'm here at 30 and I decide to move down 30, I would be about here, wouldn't I?
Let's see, you had
30,
20.
35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. I would be about here. And I have line of sight just because of the corner of the building.
And at that point, he's 25 feet away, so you would not have that imposed on you. So you could move down to there. I mean, you're just obviously putting yourself in,
his shot, yes.
Yes. But go ahead and roll your attack.
That hits. For 9 piercing damage.
All right. Is that everything?
That's all I can do.
Okay. Cephtus. You are healed. You're a bit, worse, little worse for wear, but you're up.
The only argument I could have made was since he didn't know I was there, do I get a sneak attack bonus?
No. You didn't have advantage on him. All right, yeah, Seftis is going to be.
I don't think there's anything I can do really. No way I can get anywhere near to attack. I haven't got any potions or anything. So I don't know. I guess just skip my turn. I can't think of anything else to do for me.
All right.
Has anyone got any suggestions?
I mean, you do have a flying
You don't wanna-
carpet.
You don't have no range attack?
I can only get like 30 feet with flying carpet.
Yeah,
I?
get them kit.
No,
them
the carpet has a
flipping
flying
kids out of
the
there.
carpet has a flying speed of 60 feet.
I thought it was only 30 because I got so much crap on me.
Oh wait, no, that is right. That is right. You are heavy as fuck.
No,
Yeah, I need
it's
to get rid
called
of some shit,
stocky.
but hasn't come up yet.
Yeah.
So fat like that, Lucas.
Yeah,
So
that's
much
right.
fat.
Yeah, I know. Well, he weighs 300 pounds and he's carrying 125 pounds of gear. So, okay, yes. Sorry, I did forget about that.
Brief man.
Should have given me a bigger carpet, damn it.
Yeah, sorry, I only gave you that 4x6.
I know.
Just make the carpet in the boot.
DM being stingy with his flying carpets.
So are you at least moving up to where Iluna, like to roundabout where Iluna is?
Yeah, I can do that. I can hang out with everybody else. There's not really anything I can do, I don't think.
Okay. Oops, sorry.
Hang out here.
You have no range weapons?
Um,
I thought you might have a backup one.
I will say if you
Yeah, but I haven't got any line of sight anyway, so
I will say, Seftis, if you want, you could just you could go from where you were.
Have the same problem.
You could go from where you were and just pop into the healing spirit, because as long as combat's still going on, you could jump in there and grab that extra, 1d6 healing.
Oh really?
I was
That's
a
cool.
numpty.
Yes. So
yeah, I'll do that.
Didn't run that.
Yeah, because you
I'm an
can.
idiot.
The way that healing spirit works is it can heal a number of times equal to 1 plus the caster's spell casting modifier. So that thing can heal 3 times.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. That's why I don't allow it to work outside of
terrifying.
combat. Because it is a level 2 spell that can heal extremely high levels of damage. So go ahead and roll that d6 and then go ahead and heal yourself. Albina, it is your turn.
So when does that thing end?
It is. Yes, it would actually have just ended.
Oh, okay.
Just gotta move Seftis out of the way to
Glad I
grab that.
didn't use it.
So this is like, these are docks and we have to walk around. Okay.
Yeah, like these docks right here, these are just connected like up to the land, but you do have to go down these stairs to get to the lower docks.
You do.
Now, what kind of acrobatics would I need if I wanted to run and jump onto that roof?
Oh boy, I was kind of hoping somebody would say that.
I can send you.
But here's the thing. I looked at it already because I thought about it because my acrobatics is proficient. It's athletics that
it is
forces you to do.
athletics. It is
For
athletics.
jumping.
But she does have a +2 in strength. But Stacy does have a point.
You can just send me? Wait, how does that work?
I can face step you because I'm spring.
Right. So because she's in her spring form, she can use her face step to touch a creature within 5 feet of her. That creature then teleports the distance of face step, which is 30 feet, instead of her. So.
But we're in winter.
You can run and jump if you want.
No, that's okay. I'm gonna move over to Stacy.
And considering Stacy took the talent of extra face step, she actually gets 2 face steps.
I get to do it again.
So
if that's what you want, I'll use it because I hardly ever use face step, and that
Yeah.
seems
okay,
a
so
good
that will
idea.
come around when it is Iluna's turn.
So she's gonna shoot me across where?
Oh,
30 feet on top of the building?
Wherever you want.
When it comes to
I was
Iluna's
thinking
turn,
I could do it.
no, it is you are using
Never mind.
you're using your face step to send her instead of you. So on your next
Instead of-
turn, or on Iluna's turn, Hannah, you're basically going to be teleported over to here, or over to here.
Okay.
If you
And she can
want.
do that twice,
I
so
mean,
she can
you
do
can
hers and then
obviously-
mine, or no?
Yeah, she can do yours, and then she can do hers, because you have to be within 5 feet of her to teleport.
Nice. Okay.
Wait.
Yes.
Okay. But I would send. Well,
You'd have
I
to
would
send.
if I
You'd have
used
to
my
send.
bonus action.
Right, you would have to send Albina if you wanted both of you to go. Because if you teleported, she would not be able to be within 5 feet of you for you to teleport her. So you would have to send her first.
And then
And does she have to wait till her next
Then
turn?
I
Is that? I'm sorry.
To go herself, yes.
yeah. Oh,
Oh.
because I was planning on sending myself over.
Iggy killed the last of the berserkers.
Yeah.
Way.
What is that B7 there?
B7
Oh.
is dead.
It just disappeared right as I looked at it.
It's-
But then there's something over there. I see it. So do you not want to do that? Because I'll change my movement completely if that's the case.
Yeah, you would not have had enough movement from where you were, Hannah, because you had 35 feet to get up to the edge of here, and in order
Well, I would just move 60 feet toward me if that was the case. So she's not going to send me.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to take her thing, and I don't want to move down there. If it's just gonna. Yeah, I'll just do double my speed. I'll just
Okay.
dash over toward me 60 feet.
That is fine. That would put
Please.
you to there.
Thanks.
All right. Kraken Priest.
I bet you he's pissed at me.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, he is.
Right behind you as I scream and goblin to him.
He oh yeah, you're following me.
Hell yeah.
To me, sorry, not to you.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. So weird. Why is it doing that?
Doing what?
Nothing. I figured out why.
Figured out why he couldn't one-shot you.
No, it wasn't that. All right. You, as lightning crashes down, you see this. You see the Kraken Priest. He begins to cast a spell as he calls down a bolt of lightning on top of you, dealing 15 points of lightning damage.
I brush it off.
Okay.
Like,
Punch him.
that's all you got?
He says something in a language that is obscene and guttural.
What does that mean?
All languages are obscene.
What language?
All right.
Oh, that was bad time.
Can I ask what language it
I
is?
had a mouthful of water.
It is
He's gonna need some
not
water.
a language that you know.
It's not Draconic, Dwarvish, or Elvish?
No. In fact, it is not a language that
Any of us know, probably.
anyone knows. Yep. Nope.
Oh, man.
Now, what is that thing in the water?
That was the
Is that just
sigil.
something floating?
That was a sigil that the Kraken Priest was using to do a thing.
But
You.
she was
Shit.
It-
Actually, I am more than 60 feet away. Never mind.
You were 70 feet.
Yeah.
Well, shucks. 5, 10, 15. Is that 30? No, that's 35. Now I can do that if I need. That's out of the question. I guess I'm just gonna hit him with Eldritch Blast again.
Okay.
Why?
Both hits. Roll the damage.
Oh, you poop.
All right. As you blast him in the chest with the Eldritch Blast, you send him off the pier. His lifeless body lands in the water.
No.
Directly in the middle of the sigil, right?
I mean, it lands near it. As you were casting this, he tries to turn and dive into the water, but you cast this, killing him. There is a momentary spark of light, as this will afford all of you the time necessary to gather down there if you wish. Because you are all heading down there. So
Yeah.
As we're all going down there, I'm going to look to the group and be like, anyone got a potion?
I do. I was actually going to ask how I can, if it was an action, if it was like what I could do to just give him.
Would I Luna face step over onto the roof?
Thinking no. If it.
Can she heal us instead of a potion or no? I'm sorry.
Well, she can't see anything.
Yeah. The most that you see, you saw this like blinding flash of light come from where the commotion was going on. So I imagined you were still going to jump across the roof.
I suppose.
Okay.
She'd send a message to Anime just to be like, keep an eye on the kids. Woo! I jumped across.
Seftis, are you heading down the pier?
Yeah, may as well.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we kind of just abandoned those poor kids back there. That'll be okay.
Anime's there.
Well,
they're fine.
Is there a light glowing like down at the bottom in the water? You said
you can see. So yes, what I want to get to is
wasn't me going to get a potion from Albina before all this too?
Sure, you can get a potion from Albina if Albina's giving you a potion.
I asked if anybody had a potion, and then we jumped to face step.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Wait, can you repeat?
He's asking you for a healing potion.
If anybody has a potion.
I have a greater one. I don't know. 4d4 plus 4?
Yes.
And it glimmers
Can
when...
I take that and pop it open? If Albina's giving it to me, he'll take it, pop it open, and chug it.
Yeah, that's fine. I just, how do I get that out of my inventory now?
Just click it and click the button that says delete.
You could just hand it to me, too.
I only have one.
I mean, just transfer your potion inventory into my potion inventory.
That's
so I don't
not
have
how
to add
it works. I wish
it's just so I didn't have to add it.
Yeah, I wish that worked.
Wait, I still have another one. I just have a regular potion of healing.
Yeah, you have
but
a regular
I'll give you the greater
still.
one. You're gonna be okay with the greater one? You need that all?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm okay now.
All right.
Better than what I was.
So, as you guys all collect down here, you watch as the light from this sigil begins to die out. But as this happens, the storm is still brewing above you. the watery marshland around you begins to bubble. I have to pull up a different... No.
Does me or you get PTSD?
Not so much. I have to pull up this map.
Okay, just making sure.
Lightning begins to flash in the sky as you all look out to the water out here beyond, because you are all around this pier. As you see the water out here begins to bubble and twist and churn, lightning flashes in the sky reveal several humanoid figures lying on the muddy marshland on the island 60 feet from shore. The waist-high water between here, where you are, and the island suddenly erupts as large, watery monstrosities crash out of the water. That's where we're going to end it for tonight.
How does something crash out of the water?
Because they're
like
water.
Godzilla rising.
Because they're water elementals.
Are they friendly?
No.
Yep.
Can we level up?
Yes.
Long rest?
You do not
They
level
give
up,
you
and you do not get a long
hug.
rest.
Well,
Yeah,
I'll be running away then.
So what you're telling me, I can only cast
Yeah.
Eldritch Blast and Toll of the Dead for damage.
Yes.
What are we looking at?
You are looking at
Water
the edge
elemental.
of... You are looking at 2 water elementals and a water weird. Because the Kraken Priest did make it to the 3rd round still casting his spell. So, hey, I give you guys credit. You don't have more than that.
Yay!
But
what are the other people standing on the island?
they are not standing. They are all lying there. Those from the brief flash of lightning that you were able to see, to those of you that know the insignias and the regalia, a handful of them look like soldiers of Neverwinter. The other one look like common fishers.
Oh no!
Oh no is
where they
right.
were.
Oh no is right. And as you can see,
So,
there are strange runic pillars on that island. Who knows what's going to happen next time on Phandalin 5?
hold on,
yeah.
before we stop.
What?
As I see this, I grab the greater potion. I look over to Seftis. I'm like, hey, you might need this.
I just want to say this. Can someone please heal Albina? Or can Albina? She's at 8 out of 59. She has been that for quite some time.
Yeah, and I gave my potion away. Can someone heal me?
Well, you still have a potion yourself.
Yeah.
I
used your selfless.
I've got 15 health points.
Go
That's
into
like one hit.
That's true.
Well,
I'm telling you guys
Seftis,
this
I gave
right
you
now.
a greater potion.
Oh, you did?
I gave it to
He gave me a
Seftis.
greater potion.
Oh,
Yes.
I just heard.
What is that? What's the roll?
Me or you?
44 plus 4, Lucas?
4d4 plus 4 for a greater healing potion. Yes. Oh wait, why is there
can I do a couple things?
Why is there 2 water elementals on there? There should only be 1. Sorry.
So Lucas, you said we're standing on the pier.
Yeah, you guys are all...
I think the fact that we're ending it
Holy
right here
shit.
in the next section is diving straight into combat if they're not near us, because I want to do something.
So that's, I mean, that's going to be up to you guys at the start of next session of, are you going to go after this water elemental, these 2 water elementals, and save the soldiers and the fishermen, or are you going to go and grab the kids and escape? Because as Albina and everyone else on the top knows, there's a crazed man up there with a bow shooting alchemical arrows.
Big hit. Yes, big hit point.
And the only thing that is left to defend these 2 children is Anime, a bird.
Oh,
well,
I get to heal myself 9 points. Is someone else able to heal more?
And It will be the moment you step off the pier, Luna, you will lose telepathic contact with anime.
Because I
I'm
was
that
gonna say,
far
as
away?
this was all
Yes.
because I really
Is
wish
it?
this wasn't the end of the session, because that was wherever, seeing all this, me would just look to the group and be like, I know where I can hide the kids for them to be safe and maybe get some backup.
Well, we will handle that at the beginning of next session.
Can
'Cause-
I ask about next session because it's the day after Christmas?
Yeah, you can ask about that.
If-
Is everybody willing to play? I cannot guarantee
I'm-
that I'm going to be in the right mindset if that's the day after Christmas.
Oh, I work that day
the day
too.
after Christmas.
Well, do you guys want to then push to January 9th for the next session? Because I'm not going to lie. I was legitimately going to send out a message earlier this week, postponing the rest of my games until after the end of the year. Because I don't know if everybody here, I'm going to stop my stream.